Welcome to the BEASTwriter podcast, where social media engagement is encouraged with the BEASTwriter family. I am your host, Ryan Sakamoto. Let me get my light on. Better, right? Ooh, how you guys like that lighting? Sexy, right? All right, anyways, thank you for tuning in. Today is Taco Tuesdays, a weekly installment every Tuesday at 2:30 p.m., where we discuss all things NFL, brought to you by yours truly. I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you for subscribing to my channel. If you guys have yet to do so, please do so in the lower right-hand corner of your screen as you stay up to date on all things Beast in real time. Also, be sure to flip on and turn on the bell notifications so you get notified when I go live, like right now, or when I upload content. For those of you who are new tuning in, we are growing the BEASTwriter family by the second, and I am giving away this nice pick at the stick game day pennant that was given to us on the last game at Candlestick, complete with the NFL license sticker. Again, it's brand spanking new. It's not ripped or torn or any way, shape, or form. So I am doing this giveaway because we hit our milestone. We just surpassed 1,000 subscribers. It's been going really well, and I want to give back to my family for supporting me. BEASTwriter family is where it's at, right? We're also releasing this nice Jimmy Garoppolo bobblehead, which, hello, Jimmy, we'll be talking about you today. And again, it comes with the NFL license sticker, as you can see here. And we'll be giving away this once we hit 1,500 subscribers. We're about 350 subscribers off. If we hit this by the end of the week, guess what I'm going to do for you guys for Fan Fridays or Family Fridays? I'm going to give out this. So this was given to me by the 49ers themselves. I saved it. I don't really use stuff like this, but a 49ers Rumble backpack. Legit, still in its package. It's not open. It's just right here. See, it's really nice. Still in its box. Nice and sealed with the NFL license. Oh, wait, you guys can't see it, huh? There you go. The NFL license. Wait, where's the camera? Oh, there you go. You guys see it? The NFL license sticker. And you guys will get this as a giveaway if we can hit 1,500 subscribers by the end of the week. So I'm already doing the pennant. See, you guys love giveaways. See, this is what the BEASTwriter family is all about, man, giving back. So I'm going to give away this. This is already a giveaway because we hit the milestone of the 1,000 subscribers. Our next one up is we're going to give out this. And this, if you subscribe to my channel and we hit 1,500 subscribers by the end of the week. So it's not that hard. Of all the people that are out there that are Niner fans who want free stuff, just subscribe to my channel. Open your YouTube account. If you're watching on Twitter, it's easy. It's already a plug in the link in my bio. Excuse me. Click the link in my bio. You will get notified, and it'll send you to open a YouTube account if you don't have one. Just like Twitter, it's free. Subscribe, you'll be entered just like that. All right, so let's go ahead and discuss everything that we have to talk about. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be scrolling through the comments as well as the banners that I like to do, discussing all things NFL. Gotta catch my breath. What's up, Mariah? How you doing today? Mariah, one of my most loyal followers. She is looking for somebody. Didn't you post something yesterday or last night on Twitter? I was at the gym when you were posting something. I retweeted you. You needed help with something, Mariah. I'm just going to go look on Twitter and see what you needed help with. If you don't follow Mariah, please do so. Mariah's a great, great person. Mariah49, her Twitter handle is Mariah49Lee. I actually retweeted her late last night. She's looking for an artist that has commission open. So she's looking for someone to do some work or some artwork for her podcast. So if you guys can help her out, reach out to her. Her Twitter handle is obviously on my timeline because I retweeted her. Go ahead and check her out. Mariah, I got your back. Hopefully the BEASTwriter family can come through for you. All right, so let's go ahead and see what we got going on. Going through all these tabs. What else do we got here? Hey, what's up? 49ers Ultimate Report. Follow this guy on YouTube. He's trying to grow his podcast as well. And the BEASTwriter family are all about giving back and building up each other. So follow him. Great guy, great person. Always has great things to say. All right, Jonathan K28 asks, are we getting regular Ryan or pre-order? Okay. If you guys, oh my God. See, this is why you guys like what I have. I'm so different. I'm so different from anyone else because this is what you're getting 100% of me. Yesterday, I took my pre workout and then news broke. So I had to break that news. And I was in the middle of taking my pre workout and I was flying off the handles. Today, luckily, I can't say I'm not taking a pre workout because I'm drinking my coffee right now as a pre workout. So we're gonna see how it comes into play, but I'm doing okay right now. I didn't take my pre-workout. That will be a little later. I was flying off the handles at the gym. Couldn't really concentrate. I was just simply watching NFL Network, and I couldn't wait to get back home to do another podcast. Isn't that crazy? I couldn't get back home to talk to all of you guys again. Like, this is fun. I don't know if you guys are not have. How can you not have fun in the BEASTwriter family? Like, this is legit. This is legit. So to answer your question, I am not on that pre-workout as of right now. Chad Vu, thank you for tuning in from YouTube. We're getting the real beast. Hey, yeah, you are. You're getting the real beast. Thank you for tuning in, Chad Vu. This is your first time chiming in. As you know, I get back to every one of my BEASTwriter family community members. Chad Vu, you're one of them. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate the love and support, buddy. All right. What's going on, Robert? How you doing from Facebook? Thank you. Oh, I like that. I like your avatar. That's clean and slick. I like that black and gray. Really, really nice. Really nice. I like that. How you doing? All right, JC Tacos. You know what I was going to do? Leave your comments on this. People love to know what I eat. Like, if you follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is BEASTwriter. It's private now. I changed my account back to private, but before, when it was public, I would eat anything. Like, I would just go out, post things on IG story, eating donuts, eating Rice Krispie treats. I'm not kidding you. Like, right now, look, I'll show you. Watch. This is what I eat. Okay, you go to Costco, you get this for $9.99. I'm not a paid post, but I'm gonna say, look. This is like how much I eat behind the scenes. I'm not kidding. I eat a lot. All right, Rice Krispie treats are bomb, and you know it's even better than Rice Krispie treats. If you get the Costco almond butter and you dip it in the almond butter and then eat it, or Nutella, you can buy a 2-pack of Nutella at Costco too. You just dip it in and eat it. It's a great pre-workout. It's a great pre. People are like, dude, you're crazy. I know I am. But for Taco Tuesdays, I was thinking of doing this. I was thinking of giving back to the Bay Area. As you guys know, I'm part of the Bay Rooted family. It's a company that I founded where we give back to the Bay Area community. We would normally do pop-up shops where we have our followers come and our loyal family come to whatever location we're at so they can also get the threads, but also getting traffic to whatever pop-up location we're at. Unfortunately, due to COVID, we're not allowed to do that. So I was thinking about doing this. A couple of my friends actually opened up taco shops. Eat Puesto in Santa Clara is one of them. They asked me to do a live stream over there. If you haven't went over to Eat Puesto yet, go to Eat Puesto. They're located in Santa Clara. I'm going to do a live stream over there with them. I'm also going to do a few other things, but he brought an interesting point. He's like, dude, you eat a lot of food. Like, you're known to eat, look like a beast still. Why don't you eat tacos for Taco Tuesdays as you're doing your podcast? It'd be like a mukbang type of a podcast, type of a like all-in-one inclusive, like day in the life of Beast. He's like, it'd be a great idea. And I don't know if you guys want it, I'll give it to you guys, but I think that'll be kind of annoying with all the crunching. Like, I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I don't know. I think it'd be fun. If you guys haven't seen my mukbang on when was it? During COVID, I did a mukbang on Korean hot dogs over at H Mart here off Hofstetter. And I was double fisted eating 2 hot dogs at the same time. It was good times. Good times. You can go back and see that mukbang. Anywho, Aaron, how are you doing today from Facebook? Nice for tuning in. Mariah says, do you have some tacos for us? You know what? We can have a taco party. Like, I love tacos. As you guys know, I went to San Diego State University, and I'm all about the Mexican food. Great carne asada fries. You can great tamales with the masa. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, so delicious. Mexican food is my soft spot. I don't know, man. I love Mexican. How do you not like Mexican? If you don't like Mexican food, I don't know what's wrong with you, man. Like, we cannot be friends. Mexican food is legit. Mexican food is legit. What's up, Daryl? How you doing? Gil Garcia says, need that. That's what's up, man. I appreciate the love and support. And let's go ahead and talk about the 49ers, right? So obviously you guys tuned in for Taco Tuesdays. You guys want to know what I eat. Obviously we're doing the giveaways. Be sure, if you're watching on Twitter, do yourself a solid and subscribe to my channel. I mean, what do you have to lose out by not subscribing to my channel? I'll tell you what you have to lose. All these goodies that I'm giving out on the daily. So people who don't subscribe to my channel, you are going to be missing out because you're not going to get the goodies. Who's giving out free stuff? You can score free gear. And it's not used. It's brand new. I mean, this backpack's probably worth $50 alone. Actually, probably, to be honest with you, I mean, you can just tell by the quality of it. I'm thinking more like $60, $65. It's pretty heavy-duty backpack. Anyways, getting back to the 49ers, I don't know if you guys heard about the trade rumors that ESPN Mike Reese put out there. It's not necessarily a rumor. It's more of a trade scenario. He said that Jimmy Garoppolo should be shipped to the New England Patriots, and in return, the 49ers either get a second-round pick or Stephon Gilmore. And I was analyzing that deal off the top of my head, and I really didn't like getting Stephon Gilmore. And here's my reasoning why, right? Because when you look at Stephon Gilmore, one, he's playing in the last year of his 5-year, $65 million contract or whatever it is that he was getting. I think he signed that contract. Well, now it's going on 5 years ago. And when you take that into account, he has a $16.2 million cap number for 2021. When you're the New England Patriots, yes, it makes financial sense because you want to gain even more financial relief for the upcoming free agency period. So then you can wipe your hands clean of the dead money. Well, actually, you won't be wiping your hands clean of the dead money. You'll be wiping your hands clean of the cap savings, which would end up being $7.3 million. If the 49ers were to trade for Stephon Gilmore, who's in the last year of his contract, they would only be paying a fraction of his 2021 cap number, which ultimately became down to $16.2 million. It shrinks down to about 7.3 because that's the cap savings that the New England Patriots would be off the hook for, and the Niners would be on the hook for. So does it make financial sense? Yes, because again, you would get a player replacing Richard Sherman on the cheap, I guess you would say, considering his value. But at the end of the day, is it worth it because he's in the last year of his contract? Wouldn't you want to roll over those savings and just simply go after your in-house free agents with the younger cornerback, Jason Verrett? That's my choice. I would rather them re-sign Jason Verrett than I see them making a deal, trading away Jimmy Garoppolo for a one-year rental player. I just don't see it making sense. And we've seen these one-year rental players before. We've seen it happen with Trent Williams this year. The year prior, we've seen him with Emmanuel Sanders. Now people want Emmanuel Sanders back. Well, is he coming back? I don't know, because it comes down to what? It comes down to money. That's why he left. So I don't know, guys. I just don't see it's worth it. However, if you watched my earlier podcast on Jimmy Garoppolo, I said making sense of Jimmy Garoppolo to the Patriots. I obviously put that out a long time ago. That YouTube receipt and that podcast is still holding up. I said at the very best, the Patriots would want or get a second-round pick, although GM John Lynch probably wants a first. He'll probably settle for a 2. And I actually broke it down, and that's why it makes sense. So fast forward to today. Here we are talking about a potential trade scenario. I reported this about, a month and a half ago, but it's still holding up. It's still strong. And I'll put up that podcast on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, once again, so you guys can get notified. I'll put it up on the community page now. For those who don't know, since we hit 1,000 subscribers, we now have this thing called the community page. So I will post it up on the community page so you guys can refer back to it. I think it's good so you guys can know what I had to say in real time months ago or weeks ago before the news broke that Mike Reese put out that, hey, a potential trade scenario can play out with Jimmy Garoppolo getting traded to the New England Patriots for a second-round pick. And what about Stephon Gilmore? But I don't like Stephon Gilmore. That's the reason why. I don't know. What are your thoughts on Stephon Gilmore? Do you like Stephon Gilmore? Because he's in the last year of his contract, bro. He is Daniel Campa. Anyways, I remember you standing behind Bowman all pumped up. Oh, man. Dude, Navarro Bowman was so awesome, bro. Like that guy's so awesome. Navarro Bowman to me is one of those guys that just like is totally cool guy. If you ever met him in person, very humble, he doesn't say much, he doesn't talk much, but always gave me love. I have a good Navarro Bowman story. So during practice, I mean, I guess because he thought I was big or whatever, the dude literally walked up in front of me full speed and just picked me up like this, and I was scared. I was so scared. I was like, dude. And he has me in a bear hug, and it's all on Twitter. And he puts me down, and everyone's looking like, dude, what did I do? And he looks at me, he's like, dude, you're big. You can handle it, man. He's like, you get me pumped up. I'm like, well, you scared the crap out of me, man. And then he looked at me, he's like, you can take it. You're big. I was like, okay. And then he walks over to the practice field like nothing. I was like, bro, like legit, I froze up. Like legit, I was like, oh, this guy's going to eat me alive. And no, from that point on, Navarro Bowman always showing me love. NinerFans.com used our logo when he got hurt during his torn ACL, gave me some love there. So I really appreciate Navarro Bowman over the years. Great guy. If you guys know the backstory there, yeah, that's the backstory. Yeah, I was scared. I was very scared. Gail Garcia says, you want the backpack? Well, you're on Facebook right now, buddy, but you have to subscribe to my YouTube channel, which you can. If you're on Facebook, go to YouTube, and you can find me there by simply looking at BEASTwriter. That's my username, Ryan Sakamoto, BEASTwriter. It'll pop up, and you'll be able to subscribe to my channel on the drop of a dime. All right, Daniel Campus says, when are we returning to Levi's from Facebook? That's a great question. I don't know, man. I really don't know. I hope sooner rather than later. I hope all of you guys are getting your vaccine. I know I'm going to get mine. I know a lot of people are still kind of iffy about it because you guys don't know how everything's going to play out long term. I guess that's the risk you take. I shouldn't say that, but at the end of the day, we really don't know. Like for me to say, oh yeah, I get it, you'll be 100% safe. Like, no, I don't know. How am I supposed to know? So that's why it's like, but at the end of the day, it's like, I think we are all going to end up getting it anyways to be safe. But I don't know the whole statistics behind it, but is there any side effects that's really crazy? If you know any side effects, I don't know. Drop your comments because I think I'm going to get mine. And there's two different variances, right? There's like one made by Pfizer and then another one. So definitely getting it. All right. So Mariah Lee is looking for artwork. So she's looking for an artist to maybe design her logo or something like that. So she definitely needs a graphic designer. Help her out. I posted her retweet on my Twitter. And if you can give her some help, that'd be greatly appreciated. BEASTwriter family. All right. Aaron from YouTube said, what's up, Ryan? What is up, Aaron? How you doing today on this Taco Tuesday? I hope everyone is eating their tacos while you're watching me, because obviously I can't eat tacos because I don't have any right now, but all I have is Rice Krispie treats. Who likes Rice Krispie treats, man? What if I did a Rice Krispie treat giveaway? But dude, that's not even a giveaway, man. Who wants Rice Krispie treats? This ain't trick or treat. Oh man, we're having so much fun here on the BEASTwriter family. But okay, here's a second scenario trade that was put out by ESPN, or it's called. Let me just post that up here. I gotta find it. I'm gonna toggle back and forth. So the GM Shuffle podcast put up a perfect scenario where, in their minds, the 49ers get Sam Darnold, and all they have to do in return is give up a second-round pick. Well, if you followed me on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, you will know that I already posted an article or an earlier podcast, which is in the Facebook groups that you are in right now watching this podcast. Go ahead to refer back to that podcast. The YouTube receipts on that still hold true as it pertains to Sam Darnold possibly coming to San Francisco. Now, if it's for a day 2 pick, I'm all for it. Some who say that Sam Darnold is not a good quarterback, I would be quick to argue that. I think he just needs a better supporting cast and better coaching around him. I spoke with 2 coaches who were on the Jets coaching staff during Sam Darnold's tenure, and they all think that Sam Darnold's the real deal. There's no incentive for them to lie to me. Like, why would they lie? No, they would tell me the 100% truth. Like, trust me, they would tell me, hey, this guy not good, bro. Or this guy's good, or this guy has it. But, they're always keeping it 100 with me. I'm telling you, Sam Darnold is the real deal. If you guys don't think he's the real deal, do your research, get some inside information on that, and then come back at me. All right, let's move on. All right. Ty James from Facebook says, we need to re-sign Trent Williams. Yes, Ty, thank you for tuning in from Facebook. Appreciate the love. Again, if you have yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel for the fun giveaways, be sure to do that in the lower right-hand corner of your screen as you stay up to date on all things Beast in real time. We're trying to grow the BEASTwriter family. It's not just Niner fans in here. We have Cardinals fans, Steelers fans, Panthers fans, Bengals fans, Jets fans, whatever fans. Yeah, Steelers fans, Ravens fans. The list goes on and on and on. The whole thing about the BEASTwriter family is I'm trying to bridge all 32 fan bases into one where you can all have a healthy, strong debate on whatever topic we are discussing. So it's really good stuff. All right, Fortnite's Ultimate Report from YouTube. Thanks for the channel. Hey, absolutely, man. Always giving my BEASTwriter family love. That's what it's all about. You guys got my back. I got your back. You know what I'm saying? That's how it works. Someone comes at me. Hey, you guys go get them. I'm joking. I'm just playing. All right. Jonathan K28 from YouTube says, Lavonte David signed a 2-year, $25 million. Bucks got a bargain. Yes, they did. If you watched my earlier podcast, you would know that Lavonte David was in line for a front-loaded deal simply because the last deal he signed was back in 2015 where he inked a 5-year deal worth $50 million contract. $50 million contract. No, $50 million in that contract. So he was due for a front-loaded deal. He obviously got a 2-year, $25 million deal and a decreased salary cap. So that averages out to what, $12.5 million APY. With that being said, you then have to take it a step further to peel back another layer of the onion to get to the core. That has nothing to do as much as what it would take to re-sign Fred Warner, because again, you're looking at two different players, one who's been in the league for a while, another one who's the best at the position and is continuing to rise, has yet to hit his full potential. And with the 2018 draft class ready to reset the inside linebacker market with Tremaine Edmonds, Roquan Smith, and Darius Leonard, it's going to be fun to watch. So moving on up. Let's go. All right. JT Robertson from Facebook says, what's the word on Jimmy? He leaving the team. I don't know so much if he's leaving the team, but he's obviously in trade discussions and trade rumors for a reason. If you haven't heard the news, Dan Salio from Twitter put out that the Washington football team is now in talks for a trade with Jimmy Garoppolo. So why are trading talks? Yeah, why are trade talks heating up between Jimmy Garoppolo and the quarterback situation and yada, yada, yada? Well, because pro days are happening, the draft is coming up, and everyone wants to know what's going to happen with their quarterback situation. Ultimately, no matter what quarterback it is, it's always going to be tied back to Jimmy Garoppolo. Some of the reports are true. Some of the things I heard are true. Now, are those things going to come into fruition? Time will tell. You can see my earlier podcast and decipher that for yourself. All right. All right. Let's move on. So Greg Wade Tanner says, what kind of pre-workout are you taking? Right now, I am on EVP Extreme. I'm also on this other, well, I don't know if you guys want to see it, but it's behind here. It's Liposide Extreme. Basically, what it is a thermogenic. It converts the fat to energy. I also take Carnogen. So people are wondering, like, what the heck is all this stuff? Well, I'm an Evogen athlete. If you go click the link in my bio on YouTube, you can see a link to the Evogen products. I'm in a lot of those videos, but go ahead and check it out. A lot of good stuff. There's a reason why, I guess, we're the #1 supplement company in the world. Like, there's a reason why for that, right? So, yeah. 19-time Olympia Hani Rambod created this patented formula. It's great stuff. Can't go wrong with it. I'm telling you. Looks speak for themselves, bro. That's all I got to say. Everybody puts in the work, but supplements definitely play a role. They definitely play a role. So right now, my pre-work is Carnogen. Basically, it's a thermogenic. It converts fat to energy. And what it does is you also compound that with what they call the EvoB stack, which is my stack, what I'm known for. And it's called Liposide Extreme. So stack those two together, you'll be good to go. You can also take an intro workout on top of that. We can talk about more about that later. But yeah, I love Evogen. Good stuff. Great family. All right. So according to Michael Miller from YouTube, says Niners are working on a deal with Trent Williams. Word is they are wanting to do as high as $20 million per year. Yeah, that's what I'm told. But I'm hearing the same thing. But I think What I'm hearing is I think Trent Williams is gone. I think he's gone. I don't think they're going to re-sign him. I think he's off to a team like the Indianapolis Colts. And I guess we'll have to see how that goes. All right. If you don't follow Michael Miller, go ahead and do that. He has an awesome Facebook group. He is the admin there. Michael, why don't you plug your Facebook group in the comment section so people know where to find you? Michael's going to be on our show one of these days once I figure out our schedule and get the hang of this thing, because I'm still learning this whole live streaming stuff that you guys all want me to go on. But it's fun. I love it. I actually prefer live streaming rather than doing the static podcast and then uploading it. This is more engagement. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this is better. Also, I need you guys' feedback on this because you guys are my lifeline. I want to make the live stream even more engaging. So should we have like a phone in or a call in session where you guys actually call in and then I can interact with you on the phone and be like, hey, what's going on, bro? And then it'll be live. I think that'd be cool. I actually have a business phone number. I can kind of release that out there, but I don't know how that's going to incorporate into the live stream here. I don't know how that would work with the echo and anything like that. So if you're familiar with any of this stuff, help your boy out. Let's grow the BEASTwriter family the best way we know how, brick by brick. All right, see, I did that. All right, Jonathan says from YouTube, since losing 120 pounds, my treat is a protein brownie, 287 calories and 25 grams of protein. Delicious. 25 grams of protein in a brown. What kind of brownie are you eating, bro? What kind of brownie is it? I'm just playing with you. That's awesome. Is it chocolate peanut butter brownie? Yeah, that's my favorite. I like chocolate peanut butter. I don't know about you guys. All right. Ty James from Facebook says 2021 will be his last year if we don't trade him to New England. Yes, exactly. So why trade for a player like Stephon Gilmore when he's basically a one-year rental? Bunk from YouTube says Kyle Long is returning to the NFL. Everyone wants to talk about Kyle Long, man, just because he's retiring from the NFL, but he's old. All right. Do you believe the Farmers should consider bringing him to help rebuild the offensive line? No, I do not. I think they should get younger at the position and just move on. Wipe your hands clean. Start fresh. The team is not one or two players away from reaching the Super Bowl anyways. We don't know what's going on with the quarterback situation. We don't know what's going on with the offensive line. We don't know who's going to return as the edge rusher. Is Kerry Hyder returning or not? I mean, there's a lot of missing pieces there. You have a new defensive coordinator. I mean, there's a lot of missing pieces. What's going to happen with Jason Verrett? What's the whole cornerback, boundary cornerback? Who's going to play that? K1 Williams coming back. Is he going to play the slot? Oh, my gosh. There's so many holes that we can talk about when it comes to the San Francisco 49ers. All right. Tristan Coleman from Facebook. You have to have someone better of equal value. Who you can get to replace them? Please don't say a rookie. When you talk about that, I don't know what you're talking about in terms of who you're talking about. So please elaborate on that. Thank you so much. All right. Greg Wade said soft taco. Yeah. Hey, soft tacos are legit. I love soft tacos too. I'm a hard, crunchy taco type of guy though. I don't know, man. Something about the crunchiness of the taco. I don't know. I like crunchy tacos. I like crunchy tacos. All right, Ty Jane says, in my opinion, Kyle didn't want him like Lynch did. I also believe Kyle is changing it up, but we will. Good analysis, Ty James. Good analysis. All right, let's move on. If you have any questions, go ahead and shoot those my way. I'm going to shoot up the banner. Again, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel, go ahead and do so in the lower right-hand corner of your screen as you stay up to date on all things Beast in real time. All right, so we're just going to talk about what's going on around the NFL. As you guys know, I cover all 32 NFL teams. I already spoke about Isaiah Wilson being traded from the Tennessee Titans to the Miami Dolphins in exchange of swapping 7th-round picks in return. I also mentioned earlier that Trent Brown, for those who don't know, Trent Brown, the former San Francisco 49er, now with the Oakland Raiders, but now with the New England Patriots, again, was traded back to New England in exchange for day 3 picks in 2022. So basically, the Patriots and the Dolphins fleeced their respective teams that they traded with for basically nothing. They just wiped their hands clean of the players for basically nothing. Late round picks, like, okay, that's nothing. So On one end, you get GM Chris Greer, who makes a power play move because it's a high risk, high reward type of a player. You're getting a first round pick in last year's draft. And obviously, he has off field issues, had a DUI, was suspended for week 13 for violating team rules, got struck with the COVID twice during the year. So there's a lot of things that are going wrong with Isaiah Wilson right now off the field. But on the field, you can actually convert him to guard. I don't see him playing offensive tackle simply because the Miami Dolphins already made a power play move last year, solidifying the line, giving Tua the bookend tackles for the foreseeable future. And Austin Jackson, drafted number 18th overall at a USC, doubled down on those gains in the second round, got Robert Hunt at number 39 out of Louisiana. So you're set there. You then team up Isaiah Wilson back with Solomon Kinley, who played together at Georgia. Obviously, Solomon Kinley is the starting interior guard. You can then link him on the opposite side and plug and play Isaiah Wilson there. And now you have 4 of your 5 pieces for that stable offensive line. I'm telling you, the Miami Dolphins are doing things the right way. They were my dark horse if they were to sneak into the playoffs to make it serious run at the Super Bowl. I truly believe the Miami Dolphins are my front runners in the AFC East. Mark it down. The Miami Dolphins will win the AFC East this year. Yes, beating the Buffalo Bills. Mark it down. That's my pick. Say what you want. This is before the free agency period begins. This is before the draft. I'm calling it Miami Dolphins are the AFC champions at the end of 2021. Now watch me be wrong. All right, yeah, let's go ahead and answer your questions if you guys have any. I'm just going to shoot up the banner right now so you guys can ask me questions. So it's here. Makes sense. Makes sense. All right, let's go. Let's go. Yes, we can talk about Mexican food all day. Man, El Amigo Burrito off Winchester. If you live in the Bay Area, especially the South Bay where I grew up, El Amigo Burrito off Winchester, really good enchiladas, a la carte beef enchiladas. You can get that. Their tacos are actually pretty solid. I just went to Las Taquerias. What's it called? Los Conados Taqueria. Excuse me, I'm butchering it. Los Conados Taqueria, right by the In-N-Out where McCarthy Ranch is. That place is solid for super nachos. If you want to get carne asada fries, my go-to spot is on 13th Street, downtown San Jose. You look at a place called Taqueria Lorena's. They also have Speedy Tacos. That place is all right. People say Viva Taqueria or Viva Taqueria. I really don't like Viva Taqueria. If you guys have any other better taquerias, let me know. But yeah, there's a lot of them, mainly on the east side, but downtown too. So I love Mexican food. All right. James Alamanza Mueller says, in my opinion, I don't think Jimmy is getting traded this year. I think Beathard gets released and we pick up a quarterback in the 3rd or 4th. Okay. I can see that a scenario playing out where they pick up a quarterback on day 3 or possibly day 2. Yeah, I can see that happening. All right. Let's move on. What's up, Barry? A Baller 18 from YouTube. How you? Hey, you changed your avatar. I see that, bro. I like it. See? I see you. I see you, fam. I see you. All right. Tristan Coleman says Alex Smith. Bro, hey, I like me some Alex Smith. He's on the market. Why would you not want Alex Smith returning back in San Francisco? You know how that's going to play for marketing purposes? Imagine if Alex Smith came back to San Francisco. Who would not want Alex Smith back in San Francisco? Every Niner fan would want Alex Smith back in San Francisco. Why? He stayed as a true professional that he is. When the whole Colin Kaepernick thing went down, he took a back seat, bit his tongue, stayed professional, went to Kansas City, got traded off there, had a good career under Andy Reid. Then after that, then he goes on to Washington. Now he can come back and finish his career in San Francisco. Who knows what can happen there? I like Alex Smith. I think it would be a great story. But will it happen? Probably not. But it'd be fun if it did, right? What if Frank Gore and Alex Smith both came out and came back to the 49ers this year? That's a storyline that people could. And then, hey, Joe Staley, come out of retirement, bro. We lost Trent Williams. Come out of retirement, bro. We can get the 3 of us together. That'd be awesome, right? Hey, Mike Upati, you just retired. Why don't you unretire, bro, and come back? Let's bring back Adam Snyder, too. Come back. Oh, man. That'd be funny. That would be funny. That would be awesome. All right. Mara says that backpack is really nice. Yes. If you have yet to subscribe to my channel, do so, because this is what we're going to be giving away. This Rumble backpack. And I kid you not, this thing is probably $65 to $70 worth of value. I'm not joking. It's thick. It's sturdy. It's not cheap. I mean, everything's packaged. The zipper, the YKK zipper is just like on point. This is not a cheap backpack. In fact, I might want to keep this thing. I'm just joking. I'm going to give it away, but damn, it really I'm looking like, damn, it's really a nice backpack. But we must hit 1,500 subscribers by the end of the week. That's the thing. That's the catch, right? What's the catch? Well, we have to hit 1,500 subscribers by the end of the week for us to launch that giveaway. We are already, regardless, are already launching this giveaway, the Pick at the Stick candlestick pennant. And also, I'll be giving away this 2018 Jimmy G bobblehead if we hit 1,500 subscribers. So at the very least, we are giving this away on Family Fridays at 2:30 p.m. on our live stream. Good times. All right. Let's go ahead and move on, and we will get you guys started. So Daryl Harger, what's the channel name? My channel name is BEASTwriter. So if you just go and type in right now, if you're on your phone, doesn't matter, go to youtube.com/BEASTwriter, and you will find me on YouTube. Or if you just Google it in the search engine, just type in BEASTwriter, my YouTube should pop up. But if you're on Facebook, go ahead. I'm on Facebook too. Just search my name, Ryan Sakamoto. You see my public profile on the social media icon. You will see my BEASTwriter handle on YouTube, because all my social media is on there. Go ahead and it's clicked there for you. So if you're on Facebook, which you are right now, easiest way to do it is find me, Ryan Sakamoto. You will find my social media icon, BEASTwriter, and boom, you can subscribe to my channel. All right. When I shipped that backpack to Ireland, oh my gosh, I don't know what the shipping cost would be for that. If you know the shipping cost, maybe, but if it's a little bit too much, then yeah, that's another thing. Like for in there for these gifts, like, yeah, obviously shipping plays a role. Like, not gonna lie. All right. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's see what we got here. If you have any questions, go ahead and shoot them my way. But thank you everyone for tuning in. Again, I talked about the trades. Also, let's go ahead and talk about the franchise tag. So that period has now ended where teams could place the non-exclusive or exclusive franchise tag. Dak Prescott was the only one that got the exclusive franchise tag, meaning he was unable to negotiate with any other team outside of the Dallas Cowboys. The other 8 free agents that were tagged were given the non-exclusive franchise tag where they could negotiate with other teams, but obviously no one wanted to give up 2 first-round picks as compensation for their services. So let's go down the list and talk about the franchise tag players and who those players are and what it means for the draft moving forward, because as we know, one domino effect on one team affects the other, and it all comes full circle as it pertains to the upcoming NFL draft. Let me just pull it up here. I have a list here. So the franchise tags were given to Chris Godwin of the Tampa Bay Bucks, Allen Robinson, a wide receiver from the Chicago Bears, Cam Robinson, offensive tackle for the Jacksonville Jaguars, Taylor Moton for the Carolina Panthers, Brandon Scherf, offensive guard for Washington Football Team, which, by the way, when are they going to change their name? It should be soon, right? I don't know. Leonard Williams from the New York Giants got franchise tagged. Then you got Justin Simmons and Marcus May from the New York Jets, both free safeties there. So in all, you're looking at 8 players getting the franchise tag outside of Dak Prescott, who signed that long-term deal that I broke in my live stream yesterday once that transaction was made in real time. So with that being said, what do you guys think about the franchise tag? What do you guys think about that? Awesome or not awesome? All right, James asks, cornerbacks pickup are going to be low for us. We are releasing a couple offensive tackles and need to add to our secondary backfield. Yes, I agree with that 100%. I think that's going to be something that could happen and will happen. We'll just have to see how everything plays out. Michael Musk says $7 million base for whoever picks up Gilmore. Yes, I just explained that earlier. Basically, what happens, if you're just tuning in, Michael, I explained that how based on the cap savings and his 2021 cap number. The cap savings will then be rolled over to the new team, which in this case would be the San Francisco 49ers, if they were to trade Jimmy Garoppolo to New England. And as a result, it wouldn't be $7 million, to be exact, it'd be $7.3 million. And that's what the new team would be looking at moving forward. So thank you for tuning in. Yes, that is correct. Somewhat correct. All right, let's go ahead and move on, and we will get going. If you have any questions, again, shoot them my way. Again, we are on for Taco Tuesdays. Always fun times. All right, Jonathan from YouTube asked, would you have traded for Trent Brown for the 49ers and shifting him over to left tackle? No. And the reason I say that is the reason why the 49ers traded Trent Brown in the first place was because he wasn't tailored for the zone blocking scheme. He's more of a power run based offensive tackle. If you remember, one of the reasons why Bill Belichick traded for Trent Brown in the first place from the San Francisco 49ers, giving up a third-round pick in return, was simply because of the fact that Trent Brown was a heavy-based offensive tackle in a power run scheme. Bill Belichick at the time wanted to create the heaviest offensive line in all of football and just impose your will, beat your man in front of you down in the trenches. That's Trent Brown's game. So no, I don't think that there's any way that Trent Brown can return to the San Francisco 49ers. Obviously, the coaching staff didn't feel highly enough to keep him in San Francisco, which is why they traded him. And based on the schematics, really didn't make financial sense there as well. So I don't see Trent Brown making a play back to San Francisco even before news broke that he was going to New England. All right, let's go ahead and move on, and we will get going. All right, so Lunar Mystic says, since 2017, Seven has the highest grade for a quarterback at 91, while Jalen Ramsey, according to PFF. Well, Lunar Mystic, thank you for tuning in from YouTube. It sounds like you're new to following me. I know you've been tuning in my live streams. I appreciate it, but I have my own grading systems, and Stephon Gilmore is definitely not better than Jalen Ramsey. I have stats to prove that. I'll show you my grading system. I'm not going to release my algorithm on that grading system, but anybody who follows my YouTube and Twitter receipts, and then you compare what PFF puts out as their midseason All-Pro, I like doing mine a little bit before. Everything is pretty much comparable outside of a few players, and no, Stephon Gilmore is not better than Jalen Ramsey. I'll tell you that right now, hands down. So I disagree with PFF, and that's why I formulated my own grading system. It was formulated by an NFL coach, former NFL scout, and a current NFL player. So, all right, Ty James from Tristan Coleman, you seem to want to troll and not have civil conversation. You're way on the highway kind of guy when this is all hypothetical talk. Jimmy will be starting week 1 unless we get Watson. Oh, he's talking to Tristan Coleman, not me. I don't know who Tristan Coleman is. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, good vibes only, guys. Do not fight. Fighting is bad. Fighting is bad. All right. Okay. Let's move on. Wow, these comments are getting heated. Okay. All right. Let's move on. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and shoot them my way. Dang, we have a lot of comments. I am so far behind. Wow, you guys are dropping comments left and right. Let's just see what's going on. All right. Yeah, you see this? 49ers fans for life. Go ahead. All right, follow the Facebook group that Michael Miller posted, and you guys will be happy you did. It's a big group, but just be careful. I mean, some people have pretty strong opinions about stuff, which is fine. David Yang from YouTube says, met you at Levi's one day talking about your favorite player, Eric Armstead. You told me he was madly overrated. This was 3 years at a Chargers versus Niners pregame. Yeah. I don't remember this conversation, but if I did say that, how's that holding up? Was I wrong? Now the Niners are stuck with $85 million on the books. Good luck with that. All right. Tristan Coleman. All of us will probably end up getting it. Yes. All right. Let's move on. Robert says from Facebook, here's a wild scenario. Keep Jimmy G. Go sign Cap. Why not? I'm listening. Yeah, why not? For those who don't know, my video footage on YouTube, if you follow me on YouTube, you would know that my video footage is being released on Complex as part of, as part of the Colin Kaepernick versus the World Series docu-series that Complex puts out. So check for my YouTube videos in there on Colin Kaepernick, or you can just simply watch it on YouTube on my YouTube channel since it's here too. But yeah, they'll be releasing my video footage and doing a lot of cool stuff with their project. YouTube's the way to go. See, I'm telling you, YouTube. I don't know why I didn't do YouTube more. I should have been on it number one. That should have been my number one social media platform, and I got away from it. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Woo! What do we got going on? Okay, I can't find your YouTube, James Almanza Mueller. So if you can't find my YouTube, do me a solid. Just search BEASTwriter. Here, let me put it up. Here, I'll put it up on the banner. How's that? I'll create a banner so you guys can find me. That'll be easy. It was like, why don't you just do that, bro? All right, here, I'm going to do it right now for you guys. All right. Pretty simple. This is how you can subscribe. Ready, set, go. YouTube.com/BEASTwriter. That's how you can find me right now. And again, if you have yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, you can do so in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. If you're on YouTube right now, if you're on Twitter, which a lot of you guys are watching through Periscope, there is a link in my bio to my YouTube channel, or you can just simply copy and paste what's down on the tracker. We are running cool giveaways, a Rumble 49ers backpack, a 49ers game day pennant, commemorative pennant. Only about 70,000 of us got it. Probably only half of us now. Probably the other half were I don't know, probably wasted or lost it during the game or something. And then we have the 2018 bobblehead, courtesy of Jimmy G. Fresh and so clean, again, with the NFL licensing that you see here, so you guys don't miss anything. All right, cool. Cool story, bro. Yes, find me, spread the word. We're trying to grow the BEASTwriter family. When you're here, your family. Again, we have fan bases from all across the world, so be sure to hit the subscribe button, tell your family and friends. Odds are, if you don't like my stuff, someone else will, and that's what it's all about, just good vibes only. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. All right. Rumors. I heard, not confirmed. Alejandro from Facebook says Belichick is willing to give up 2 first-round picks for Jimmy G. If that's the case, Lynch should use those 2 first-round picks plus their first-round pick this year and the second. Yeah, I heard that. I don't think that's true. I already broke this on my live stream yesterday, and I don't see that being true. 2 first-round picks for Jimmy Garoppolo? Like, really? Like, that's like Dak Prescott talk. Like, who would give up 2 first-round picks for Jimmy Garoppolo? Would Bill Belichick really give up 2 first-round picks for Jimmy Garoppolo when he has a plethora of different needs and a decreased salary cap, and he's trying to gain salary cap relief to go after some of these high-priced free agents? I don't know. I just don't think it's realistic. Mariah says from YouTube, I like real homemade Rice Krispie treats. Yes. Well, unfortunately, I suck at making Rice Krispie treats. I know it's just marshmallow and margarine or butter, and the Rice Krispie treats is only like 3 ingredients in it. But you know why I suck at making it? I tell you why. Because every time I make it, you have to stir the pot or whatever it is that you're making it in, and I end up eating it before laying it out in a cookie sheet and then cutting it. I don't have patience for that. I just want to pick it up and start eating it. That's what you call a beast. Just eating it. And it's like, oh, Ryan, where'd all the food go? I'd be like, oh, in my tummy. It's so yummy. All right, let's move on. 49ers Rashawn Slater Pro Day. He just ran a 4.48. Oh, sorry, a 4.88, same time as Trent Williams at the combine. Yes, that may be true. He ran a very good 40 time, tested well. However, I would be quick to argue that offensive linemen, when you're assessing the offensive lineman, we really don't put too much stock in a 40-yard time. If you're an NFL scout, this is what you guys are going to be learning from me. Don't put stock in the 40 time when it comes to offensive linemen or defensive linemen. You're going to want to look at other measurables, including their 10-yard split, how they do in the 20-yard short shuttle, okay, the 3-cone drill. These are drills and agility drills to test a player's lateral agility, their ability to work the line, go through the trash. this is what you look for, not so much the 40-yard dash, because odds are you're not running in a straight line from A to B for more than 40 yards on any given play. And if you are, it doesn't really confirm how good they are, especially when it comes to offensive linemen or defensive linemen for that matter. All right. Robert says from Facebook, Sam D is only an upgrade to Jimmy G for durability. The rest is perspective. Okay. I disagree. I think that Sam Darnold has better critical factors than Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, is he better than Jimmy Garoppolo? That remains to be seen because he hasn't had a strong supporting cast, so we can't really compare the two because they hadn't have the same sample size to pull from. So, I don't know. Guess time will tell. All right. Mel from YouTube says, ask me a question. Hashtag diehard Niner fan Halmos. Hi, Ryan. How you doing, Mel? Sam Darnold has gotten a bad rep. His coaching has a lot to do with it, though. Yes, absolutely. Again, I spoke with 2 coaches on that coaching staff with the New York Jets who tell me Sam Darnold is the real deal. He just needed a strong supporting cast. I mean, this is coming from coaches. But hey, if you guys know more than me, you guys are the insider, then you guys tell me something different because that's not what I'm hearing and that's not what I'm seeing. All right. Alejandro Bermudez says, second part of my question, trade all those picks for Watson. Patriots and Texans are in desperate mode. No players included in the trade. Woo! Okay. That would be awesome if you can get Deshaun Watson for just draft picks, but I don't see it happening. All right. Jonathan from YouTube asked, pick number 12 and a conditional 2022 second round pick. Games played and make playoffs, otherwise a third. So basically it'd be based on performance. For 23, 34, and Sam Darnold, would you do that deal if you are the Jets? So if I was the Jets, I would get the pick number 12 and a conditional second round pick for 23, 34. I wouldn't make this deal. No. If I'm the Jets, that's just too much for me. Moving back from 12 to 23 based on the needs that I have, I'm looking at my vertical board. Obviously, there's still 4 or 5 prospects within that time frame where I don't have to move up. Getting a guy at 12, I can easily find that guy on my vertical board who's the same rated player at 23. I'm staying pat. I'm not making that move. All right. Aaron Noble from Facebook says, Bosa and a first-round pick for Deshaun Watson and second, let Williams walk since we will have a mobile quarterback. Trade Jimmy G to the Patriots for a second-round pick. Why? Because we need a franchise mobile quarterback, and we never know how good Bosa will be post-injury. All right. Let's move on. All right. So if you guys haven't heard yet, there's also the NFL news. I just broke down the franchise tags. Obviously, that window has now closed and concluded with those 8 players that I mentioned earlier. Now we broke it down with the NFL trades that were happening. What about Lavonte David? JP, my man from the Arizona Cardinals fan base, said Lavonte David, which is true. Ian Rappaport pointed out on his Twitter that he signed a 2-year or agreed to a 2-year, $25 million contract, which comes out to 12.5 APY. So it's going to be interesting how that plays out with everything because, again, I'm eager to see what Fred Warner is going to get on the open market. Obviously, Lavonte David is nowhere near Fred Warner's level, so that contract is not really comparable at all. It's just totally 2 different breeds and 2 different beasts. So I'm really eager to see what Fred Warner is going to get. Why hasn't Fred Warner been re-signed yet? Why? Wasn't Gilmore bad? Yeah. Gilmore wasn't the best last year. He was awful. All right. David Roy says, I don't see our YouTube. What's the name? It's right here. David Royce, if you're tuning in on Facebook, right here, www.youtube.com/BEASTwriter. Also, if you're in these Facebook groups or Facebook pages, I post all my content, all my YouTube content there. So obviously, if you're watching my videos or clicking on the post that I'm posting on Facebook group, Facebook pages, Twitter, YouTube, you name it, it's all in there for you because I post it on there, all my content. But in case you can't find it for any reason whatsoever, it's right here on the ticker below, www.youtube.com/BEASTwriter. All right, let's go ahead and move on. And taking your questions. There's a lot of feedback. RM's leaving feedback on YouTube. Nice avatar. Victory Street Ministry, thank you for tuning in. This is the first comment you have left on my live stream because I know all my BEASTwriter family. So thank you for joining the BEASTwriter family as we continue to build our family brick by brick, one piece at a time. All right. Bosa and the first round pick for Deshaun Watson and the second. Ugh, I don't like giving up Bosa, man. I don't like it. I don't like it. You guys all know how I feel about giving up any of my core foundational players. I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. Let Williams walk since we have a mobile quarterback. Yeah, I can see letting Trent Williams walk simply because he's going to outprice the 49ers. He's going to try to reset the market. He will. Greg Rosenthal of NFL.com already alluded to that. If you watched my earlier podcast, I posted up his video along with a link with his top 100 free agents. I also did a follow-up analysis podcast on Trent Williams going to the Indianapolis Colts and why I think GM Chris Ballard would make a strong push for Trent Williams, basically forcing the 49ers' hands when it comes to Fred Warner's contract because they have middle linebacker of their own and the salary cap health to go ahead and extend a guy by the name of Darius Leonard, forcing the 49ers' hand to go ahead and then make Fred Warner the highest paid middle linebacker, which would then force their hand again because they won't be able to re-sign Trent Williams. They have to pick one of the two players right away. That will allow Trent Williams to go in another direction. Obviously, the Indianapolis Colts have the cap health to go ahead and make plays for Darius Leonard and Trent Williams. Obviously, Anthony Costanzo retiring leaves a blindside gap in a win-now mode team, making Trent Williams the logical choice. Just saying. All right. Let's go ahead and move on. CJ Ruthless Sports from YouTube. Thank you for tuning in, bro. I caught your DM. I slid in your DM, bro. No, look in your Twitter DM. I answered your question. I know you want some live stream stuff going on. I don't know how to do more live stream. If you have the answer, bro, shoot it down to me because I'm all for it. I want the social media engagement. So if you have any questions as to how to build up my live stream or want to interact with me, more engaging in the community, I don't know how to do that, but if you have any tips or pointers, let me know. I'm down to engage with all you guys if there's a better way in doing so. All right. Should we draft Ian Book? Nope. I don't like Ian Book from Notre Dame. Nope. I'm going in a different direction. All right. 704 Bound Charlotte. What's up? What is up, 704 Bound Charlotte? One of my good dudes from the Carolina Panthers fan base, loyal to the soil. Keep pounding, and he brings great insight. Again, he's part of the BEASTwriter family. As I tell you time and time again, I have friends all over. The BEASTwriter family is growing by the second. We have people from Carolina, from Arizona, from San Francisco to New York, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Dallas. It's all over the place. It's great. It's great. All right. CJ Ruthless Sports. Rashawn Slater met with the 49ers on his pro, which isn't true. Yes, he did meet with the 49ers. I can confirm that. And after his Northwestern Pro Day, he obviously shined at the Pro Day. I think the Niners are looking at Rashawn Slater maybe as an offensive tackle, but I see him more as an offensive guard, to be honest with you. I think he's more of a natural fit there. However, he can play outside at tackle. But the Niners have a need for an offensive lineman, and Rashawn Slater might be there at 12. He might be there at 12. Now, with all these other teams drafting ahead of the San Francisco 49ers, you want to look at the mock draft. You guys want to know, this is what you guys want to know because you guys follow me, obviously, for my spot-on predictions and analysis. But more so than that, if you guys have been following me for day one, my YouTube Twitter receipts don't lie, especially when it comes to the draft. So you look at the draft at the top of the board. You have the top 5 picks. All these quarterbacks are going to be pushed up the board, leaving some of these highly coveted prospects dropping, which is going to help the 49ers value at pick number 12. Now, the question remains to be seen what teams are actually going to be moving up for these quarterbacks, right? The hot spots for me comes down to Deshaun Watson. What's going to happen there? Because if the Jets are going to make a play for Deshaun Watson on draft day, before draft day, and let's say they get Deshaun Watson, well, then now that's going to have an impact on the draft moving forward. So it's a lot of moving parts on how this shakes up the draft board. But as of right now, if you look about strictly offensive linemen, I don't see the Jacksonville Jaguars going number one with offensive linemen. They're going to go Trevor Lawrence. Number two, they're not going to go offensive lineman and take a guy like Penei Sewell. I think they're going to go wide receiver and get a Jamar Chase or a Devontae Smith. Most likely, I think that guy is ultimately going to be Jamar Chase from LSU, a 2020 opt-out. But, pick your poison, pick your flavor. Any one of those two wide receivers can go there. You then look at the Miami Dolphins. They're obviously going to go wide receiver as well. And then at 4, you're going to have Terry Fontenot from the Atlanta Falcons. He's going to go after a quarterback. Look for that guy to be Zach Wilson, Justin Fields. Pick your poison, pick your flavor there. At number 5, you have the Cincinnati Bengals getting Penei Sewell. I think that's a likely destination. Now, people can say, oh, yeah, they have Jonah Williams at left tackle, first round pick drafted number 14 overall out of Alabama or whatever the case may be. That may be true, but can Jonah Williams stay healthy? Secondly, when you team up Penei Sewell and then you can possibly move Jonah Williams to the right side, now you have 2 book and tackle to protect Joe Burrow for the foreseeable future. If you're a GM, that's how you want to do it. You want to solidify the line, give Joe Burrow the time to make those reads and go through his progressions so his maturation process as a quarterback can be expedited. If you don't do that, you're just putting him at a disadvantage from the get-go once again in his second season. All right. Then at number 6, obviously with Deshaun Jackson being moved on with the Philadelphia Eagles, we all know what's going to happen at the wide receiver spot. I see them going after a guy like Jamar Chase again. The Dolphins are going to pick one of those wide receivers. Obviously, the Jets can obviously do it, but as of right now, I see Jamar Chase getting drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles. If not him, Devontae Smith would be there. And then the hot spot for a trade is the Detroit Lions sitting there at number 7. If you watched my Twitter receipts and everything in between, I already did a podcast on making sense of Jared Goff to the Detroit Lions and how that makes and affects the draft pick at number 7 and why that's a hot spot. Now, if you watch the Huddle and Flow podcast by Steve Weiss and Jim Trotter, 2 of my main guys, if you haven't tuned in, go watch their Huddle and Flow podcast. It is fire. It is lit. They're always unfiltered, keeping things 100. They spoke with GM Brad Holmes of the Detroit Lions, who was the former director of college scouting for the LA Rams. And he says that he's still in the market for a quarterback, because the quarterback position is highly regarded. But I think that's smoke. If you were to ask me, he's just trying to drive up the value at pick number 7 because he knows in the back of his mind he needs draft capital. There's no team that has more needs than the Detroit Lions, outside of maybe the New York Jets or the New England Patriots. So those are the top 3 teams that have the most needs of any team. And if you're a smart man like Brad Holmes is, I'd be doing the same thing too. I'd be like, you know what? At number 7, yeah, we really like Justin Fields. We really like Trey Lance. Even though we invested a lot of money in Jared Goff. Oh, you want him? You have to give it the farm. We want more draft capital. That's what happens. He's just trying to build up the hype, build up the smoke because he wants draft capital. That's ultimately my gut feeling, and that's why he's trying to pretend that he's in the market for a quarterback when really he's not. I think Jared Goff is the answer, and the money talks. All right. Let's move on. If you guys have any other questions, let's go ahead and do that. Rashawn Slater at 12 could be available, and that's where I see that going there. All right. Romero Puentes, Ryan, I'm the guy from Tijuana. What do you think? What's going on, dude? How you doing? What do you think about the Niners trade down and select J.C. Horn, Kyle Trask, Creed Humphrey in the first, second, and third rounds? Thank you for tuning in from TJ. Appreciate you, bro. To answer your question, I like J.C. Horn. I said this earlier on the live stream. J.C. Horn is my cornerback number 2. Cornerback number 1 is Patrick Surtain. I already told you guys the reason why. He's the most fundamentally sound, true technician of the game that I have seen coming out of college since Ahmed Plummer back in 2000 out of The Ohio State University, drafted number 24 overall. Right? Okay, cool story, bro. Getting back to J.C. Horn, both those guys, Patrick Surtain and J.C. Horn, have a lot in common. Both are legacies. Both their fathers played in the NFL. Joe Horn is J.C. Horn's father. He played with the New Orleans Saints with the guys of like Jake Reed, Aaron Brooks, Trung Candidate, those types of guys. If you guys, Kyle Turley from the San Diego State University. So no, Chris Naoli, all these guys that the Saints had that during those glory days, man, they were good at a certain time. And the Saints, even before, they were fun to watch. Drew Brees had man, even before Drew Brees, man, Aaron Brooks, that guy he did some crazy things. Number 2, I remember. But no, yeah. So Joe Horn is a legacy, and then you look at Patrick Surtain Sr., played with Sam Madison, Zach Thomas, Aaron Taylor, guys like that with the Miami Dolphins. He's a Pro Bowl guy. So when you take that into account, these guys, their bloodlines run deep. And because they're legacies and because they've been around the game since they were born, naturally, it just comes naturally to them. So instinctively, they get it. It's in their bloodlines. I like the way they play their games. You can tell that football's in their DNA just by the way they move. And they're very fluid in their back pedal. Don't take false steps. They always make plays on the ball. Rarely do you see them caught out of position. And the one thing I will say about both players is they have a certain swagger that you need for the cornerback position and a short-term memory. If they get beat deep, they don't let it bother them. They come back on the next play, and then they make a play on the ball. So that's something that, especially at the NFL level, you have to learn as a boundary cornerback. Hey, this ain't college anymore. I'm going to get beat deep by guys like Odell Beckham Jr. on one play. I'm going to get beat deep by maybe Julio Jones, DeAndre Hopkins, DK Metcalf. The key is to stay consistent in your head, to not let that one play break you to where you're now hurting the team thinking about that play 10 drives ago or 7 drives ago, right? So you really take that into account and say, hey, man, these guys are as good physically as they are mentally. Again, I like J.C. Horn out of South Carolina a lot better than Caleb Farley out of Virginia Tech. Time will tell how this plays out. I'm not saying Caleb Farley's not good. I do like Caleb Farley, but if I was doing my rankings, which I do every year, I have J.C. Horn ranked number 2 above Caleb Farley. As for Kyle Trask, I don't like Kyle Trask. I went on live streams talking about that. I'm just not a fan of Kyle Trask. I already spoke about that. Creed Humphreys, I like Creed Humphrey, and I think you can get him in the second round, if not the tail end of the first. A team might grab him at the tail end, knowing that second round is where Creed Humphrey's about to go off the board. All right, let's go ahead and move on and answer your questions as we talk about all things NFL. All right. Daryl Hargrove from Facebook says, now that everything is somewhat stable, I would love to see Alex come back. Yeah, we would all love to see Alex come back. I would love to see Alex come back too. All right. Let's go ahead and answer your questions. Jonathan says, even the Jimmy G bobblehead is handsome. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. I hope the next quarterback we get, here we go. I hope the next quarterback we get looks like something out of the hills have RM from YouTube. You got jokes. You got jokes. All right. CT Niner from YouTube asks, who's quarterback 1 week 1 beast? All right. So I think the quarterback ultimately, I mean, as of today, I would say Jimmy Garoppolo, right? Because logically he's the quarterback, but I see him in my gut. I see him getting moved. I think the New England Patriots are going to make a power play move and get Jimmy Garoppolo for a day 2 pick, as I pointed out earlier. That's how I see it playing out. So I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be the starter in 2021. When news broke that GM John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan were going to say they're sticking, if you want to call it news, because they say a lot of things, but that they're sticking with Jimmy Garoppolo, they're behind Jimmy Garoppolo, then why is all this trade rumors and all this stuff happening for the second consecutive season? Okay, cool story, bro. The thing with that is, are they saying to themselves, man, we missed out on so many quarterbacks, man. We missed out on Stafford. We're not getting Cousins. So now we're stuck with Jimmy G. So let's draft one saying he's the starter now. GM John Lynch went on record saying, when he's healthy, he's good, but we need something when he's not healthy because we can't count on him being healthy. Draft a quarterback just in case as an insurance policy. No, he's not going to be in the insurance policy. He's going to be the guy looking over Jimmy Garoppolo's shoulder and say, hey, I'm going to take your spot, bro, if you get hurt. You better not fall down. You better slide. You better not late slide because I'm going to take your spot, bro. That's exactly what's going to happen if they pick someone in the draft. Ultimately, in 2021, I think the starter, if I had to take a guess, I know it's crazy. I think it's going to be Sam Darnold. I think Sam Darnold's going to come to San Francisco. If I was to make a bold prediction, this is a very bold prediction. I mean, odds of this happening is probably like, I don't know, 35%, 40% tops. So odds are it's not happening. But if you guys want a bold prediction, that's my thing. I think Sam Darnold might come to San Francisco in a draft day trade. And where the 49ers can now leverage their draft capital that they have at 12 and then now trade off Jimmy G and get the 15th pick. Maybe. No, I don't think they'll get the 15th pick. But they'll get maybe a day 2 pick. If they got a 15th pick overall from the New England Patriots, that'd be amazing, right? But if they got a day 2 pick, now they have some draft flexibility to maneuver the draft how they see fit and fill some of these holes that they're missing in free agency, because at the end of the day, you can't re-sign all free agents. Just not enough money to go around. So if I had to take a wild guess, I'm not saying it's going to happen, and if it's not Jimmy Garoppolo, I'd say it's Sam Darnold. All right. Jesse Emerson asks or says they got to move on from Jimmy G. Yes, I agree with you. I think he needs a fresh start. Yes, Jimmy is a liability at this point. I like the guy, but it's true. Yep, see? It's true. CJ Ruthless Sports says, when will we interact? I like to talk the draft. Well, I thought we were interacting right now, CJ or CG. Isn't this interacting? I don't know. Like, what do you mean interacting? Like, you want to go on my live stream or you want to be a guest on my show? Because I'm open to doing it, bro. I'll have you on my show. We can talk draft all day long. I am all up for it, fam. Let me know what you want to do. Should we trade for Evan Graham? Imagine him and Kittle. No, I'm not a fan of Evan Graham. I think you can find someone in the draft. I like Ross Dwelly. No, I think they're okay at tight end. All right, Victor Street Ministries. Gilmore had much more man coverage over the past 4 years than Ramsey, however. Okay, that may be true, but look, he still got burned more times than not. So you can put me in man, and I can get burned too. We can have similar results. That's all I got to say about that. And my grading system will prove that. All right. David Yang from YouTube says, Malcolm Butler was just released. Ooh. So are you saying that you want Malcolm Butler, or is he going to go back to the New England Patriots? I don't know. Malcolm Butler, I mean, all you guys want, I think as a Niner fan, you guys have this certain, any player who gets released, you're like, always going, oh man, can we go after him? Can we go after him? I would be quick to challenge you guys on this. What is the financial strain of getting this player? What is the financial likelihood of actually going after his services based on the open market and his competition? Because it's going to be a bidding war. And last but not least, is he a scheme fit? With Malcolm Butler, I would go in a different direction. Again, I think if I were the 49ers, I would re-sign Ahkello Witherspoon. I like Ahkello Witherspoon. I know a lot of people don't like Ahkello Witherspoon. I like Ahkello Witherspoon. I think he's still a very good cornerback, has a height, weight, speed. I spoke about this yesterday on my live stream. He has Pro Bowl potential, okay? If you're sleeping on Ahkello Witherspoon, do not do it. Do not do it. I love Ahkello Witherspoon. Spoon, to me, has all the intangibles of what it takes to be a nice cover 3 corner in that Seahawks cover 3 scheme. He's proven he can get it done. It comes down to what? Consistency. Does he get burned? Yes. But what cornerback doesn't? Does he have mental lapses? Yes. But what cornerback doesn't? At the end of the day, it's all about coachability. Is he going to be able to get coached up and not make the same mistake twice? It's like what Jim Harbaugh said. Is this guy a repeat offender? No? Good. I like Ahkello Witherspoon. I like Emmanuel Mosley. I like these young guys. I think they're studs. I like their swagger. I like the passion that they bring to the game. Everything about them I like. Now, bringing in a guy like Malcolm Butler, would it be an upgrade? Absolutely, it would be an upgrade. However, What's the financial strain it's going to put on the cap? Because again, we have so many in-house free agents. I just don't see the 49ers making a play for Malcolm Butler when they have other pressing needs in-house. Like re-signing Fred Warner. All right, Daniel Alvarez said, would Saleh be mad if Niners trade Jimmy to the Pats? No, I don't think Saleh would be mad if the Niners traded Jimmy to the Pats. Not at all, Daniel. Not at all, my man. All right. I'm on YouTube watching. You yet to answer my question. What is your question? I thought I just answered it. Didn't I just answer CG's question? What's his question? Am I missing his question? What is your question, bro? I apologize if I didn't answer your question. If it's in regard to the tight end, Bobby Ingram, former wide receiver Chicago Bears. No, Evan Ingram, who played with Jim Harbaugh. No, I don't think they should go after Evan Ingram. All right. Why would Belichick give up 2 first-round picks for Garoppolo when it wouldn't take that? Exactly. Terrence hits it right on the nail. You must have been watching my podcast earlier on making sense of Jimmy Garoppolo's trade value as it pertains to going back to New England Patriots. I'll put out that podcast again. My podcasts are strong, and that was put out a month ago. It's still holding up. It's still good. All my podcasts are strong. I love it. Allen Robinson was just tagged today. People were saying, oh, he's not even tagged yet. Well, I was like, dude, watch my podcast. He's going to get tagged. Boom, got tagged. Where's he going to go to? My next Twitter receipt on that, I said the Baltimore Ravens because obviously the Chicago Bears don't have the cap space to re-sign Allen Robinson to a long-term deal. And they need a what? Blindside left tackle. Which means what? The Baltimore Ravens have who? Orlando Brown Jr., who what? Wants to be a blindside left tackle, but can't because why? Ronnie Stanley is there. So he wants to what? Request a trade. Why not go to the freaking Chicago Bears and then have Allen Robinson get shipped out to the Baltimore Ravens because they need a wide receiver 1? And it makes financial sense because why? OBJ, Orlando Brown Jr., is still playing on a rookie contract. Boom. Then you can cut Charles Leno Jr. and save cap money there. So then you can roll over the cap savings into Orlando Brown Jr. It's a win-win. It makes sense. Watch that podcast. BEASTwriter receipts are coming through hot. Love talking football on all 32 NFL teams. That's how the BEASTwriter family does it. Bam. All right. T. Mikey Perez. We are not giving up any of our key players for a quarterback, and therefore, since we aren't willing to deal any of them, and then it's safe to say we are moving forward when Jimmy G, we are just going to look to the draft. Yes, that could very well be true. Thank you, T. Mikey Perez from Facebook. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel below. You see that ticker, which says youtube.com/BEASTwriter. If you want to be entered in our weekly giveaways and our daily giveaways and our milestone giveaways, like winning this 49ers backpack, I'll put this comment down so you guys can see this backpack right here. As you see here, complete with the NFL license. Oh, you see that? This Jimmy Garoppolo bobblehead. Can you see this? I don't know if you guys can see this. See? Or this game day commemorative memorabilia. Pick at the stick pennant, complete with the NFL license. Everything's licensed here because it's all legit stuff that I give out. Why would I not give legit stuff? If you got unlegit stuff, man, that's shady, man. You won't get that here at the BEASTwriter family. I'll tell you that. All right, let's move on. So be sure to subscribe to my channel. I'm telling you, it's at the bottom, www.youtube.com/BEASTwriter. So you'll be entered for these giveaways. Spread the word to all your family and friends because even if you subscribe, we need to hit 1,500 subscribers. So share all my stuff. If you're on Facebook group, if you're on Facebook pages that I'm posting on there, if you're on Twitter, retweet it, get the word out because odds are if you don't like it, someone else will. But most of you guys like my stuff. That's why you guys are here right now. All right. Daryl Harger says, use the YouTube filter thingy and click on channel. That brought it right up. There you go. Use the filter thingy. What's the YouTube filter thingy? Oh, is that the thing in the lower right-hand corner right here? Are you on YouTube? All right. So hopefully you guys found it. Daryl, thank you for finding me. I think you found it. If you didn't, Daryl Hargrove, reach out to me. I will get you squared away. But yeah, see, it's pretty much easy, right? If you're on Twitter right now or on Periscope, all you have to do is click the link in my bio. It forwards you to the YouTube channel. So you can subscribe to my channel. Obviously, you need a YouTube account, just like Twitter, just like Facebook. So just open up a YouTube account. What do you have to lose? Nothing except for these nice little prizes. Telling you, it's legit. It is legit. All right. Let's go ahead and move on. What about 12 and 43 for 23, 34, and Darnold? So Jonathan K28 from YouTube is talking about Sam Darnold, possibly the 49ers making a play for Sam Darnold. He said, what about the 49ers giving up the 12th pick and the 43rd pick, which is their second round pick, for the 23rd pick, the 34th pick, and Sam Darnold? I'm thinking. I would make that deal. If I was the Niners, I would make this deal. I would move back from 12 to 23, still get Sam Darnold, still have my first round pick, and then pick up at a higher pick in the second round at the top of the second. Ooh, I would do that in a heartbeat. Absolutely, I would do that in a heartbeat. I don't think that's going to happen, but I would do that. If I'm absolutely, if I'm GM John Lynch, I'm pulling the trigger on that bad boy. All right, how much would it cost to tag Warner? Thank you. A guy called it S for tuning in on YouTube. This is your first time tuning in because I remember I talked to everyone on the BEASTwriter family in YouTube. So thank you for tuning in. How much would it cost to tag Warner? Well, simply he's still playing in the last year of his contract, so you can't really tag Fred Warner. My thinking is he's in the last year of his contract, so you want to extend him before he hits free agency. So you can't really tag Warner right now because he's still technically under contract. All right. T. Mikey Perez says, oh my God, Bosa has NFL in his blood. There's no way we trade. Yeah, exactly. Why would you trade Nick Bosa? You don't do it. You just don't do it. All right. Rodney Jones from Facebook asks, who do the 49ers try and sign first? Williams or Warner? Would they be able to sign both? No, they wouldn't be able to re-sign both. I think one of them is going to go. Ultimately, I think it's going to be Trent Williams. I spoke about this on an earlier podcast, an earlier live stream. I believe it was yesterday or the day before or both. Simply because GM Chris Ballard is smart, and he's the GM of the Indianapolis Colts. He already took away All-Pro DeForest Buckner. I think he can strike twice in back-to-back years and sleeking another All-Pro and left tackle Trent Williams. How he's going to do that is he's going to leverage the long-term negotiation contracts as it pertains to his own 2018 free agent middle linebacker Darius Leonard. They have $43 million in cap space. What he can do is he can force the 49ers' hand by giving Darius Leonard a big second-year contract, or second deal contract, I should say. And then Fred Warner can look at that and his agent and use that as comparables and say, well, Darius Leonard's getting this from the Indianapolis Colts. Obviously, I'm better than Darius Leonard. I'm the best middle linebacker in the game. You need to compensate me like one. I want $18 to $20 million a year annually in a front-loaded deal. Definitely more than what Darius Leonard got. So then the 49ers are going to have to come to grips on, okay, Trent Williams, Fred Warner. Let's keep Fred Warner. We'll keep Fred Warner, make him happy. Trent Williams, see ya. Now, Chris Ballard plays the game where he knows that he leveraged Darius Leonard's contract in pushing Trent Williams away from San Francisco. He obviously needs a blindside left tackle because Anthony Costanzo retired, and Trent Williams is sitting there in a win-now mode. Blindside left tackle, plug and play. They have the cap space to do it. I see Trent Williams moving off to the Indianapolis Colts. That's what I'm saying. All right. Let's go ahead and move on. Thank you, Kim Ferrison, for tuning in. Appreciate you, fam, from YouTube. Again, from YouTube, 49ers Ultimate Report asks, Ryan, do you believe that Kyle will ever change his offense from a running scheme into just passing? No. Kyle Shanahan's scheme is very, very, innovative. I think he's a top 5 offensive genius in the NFL. Arguably the best, he's up there with Andy Reid. He's up there with a lot of these other guys. There's not too many who are better than Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan is simply he's the best. Like, in my opinion, I think Kyle Shanahan is the best when scheming up his players, putting them in the best position to make plays. Again, answering your question, I think it comes down to the personnel that he has. I think it varies from one season to the next simply because you have to base it on the personnel that you have. So to say that they're going to be ultimately going toward a pass-happy, friendly schematic as opposed to a running game schematic, it just depends on the personnel. But Kyle Shanahan, he's a genius. He's going to work things up, work his magic in his head. He's still going to call the plays. And at the end of the day, he's still going to be a top offensive mind in the NFL. So Blanc from YouTube asked, do you think D'Amico Ryans continues the defensive scheme Saleh ran, or do you see him changing it up? I think he's going to see the same exact scheme. I don't see too many things changing just simply because you don't want too many moving parts, right? If it's not broke, don't fix it. Why would you want to change something that was working, right? Because when you start tuning like, oh, let's do this, let's try to do it, and then that's when things fall apart. Well, you don't want to do that. So ultimately, I think D'Amico Ryans is going to stay with the same scheme. Now, if it's not working out, he may be like, well, let's blitz more, man. I'm an aggressive linebacker. When I played, let's blitz more. Yeah, you can wrinkle in a few more blitz packages or a few more exotic blitz, maybe a red dog here or a red dog there, but nothing too crazy. All right, Rodney Jones from YouTube says, any chance they cut D4 to free up salary cap and sign someone who can actually get on the field? Oh, Rodney, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you, bud. To answer your question, it all depends on his protection with his injury in his contract clause, right? Is he going to pass his physical so they can release him? I mean, it's going to be tough, man. Why would you agree to trade for D Ford in a sign and trade and have him be protected for injury when you're getting damaged goods in the first place? Bad move, John Lynch. All right. Let's go ahead and move on. Ask me any of those questions you have. We are catching up here. Jose Marino from YouTube asked, thank you for tuning in, Jose. He asked, what about Asante Samuel Jr.? I like Asante Samuel Jr. Asante Samuel Jr. is awesome. He is definitely awesome. I like him. Again, he's a legacy. His dad played cornerback. Is this the legacy draft for corners? I mean, you got Patrick Surtain, you got J.C. Horn, and then you got Asante Samuel Jr. That's crazy. That's cool, I guess. But no, I like Asante Samuel. He would be a good find as a day 2 pick. I wouldn't mind having Asante Samuel on the 49ers or any other team. Carolina Panthers, could be on the Green Bay Packers. I like Asante Samuel a lot. And I like saying the name Asante Samuel. Asante Samuel with the tackle. Picked off by Asante Samuel. All right. Romero Puente says, Ryan, thanks for the answers. What do you think about Sean Wade from Ohio State? I don't like Sean Wade. I'm just going to stop there. I do not like Sean Wade. I don't think he's good. I think he's overrated. I'm not a fan of Sean Wade. And go Aztecs, the home of the Marshall Faulk. Yes. Ooh, how do you know all this, bro? Yes, Aztecs is where Marshall Faulk went to. For those who don't know, he went to the San Diego State University. Go Aztecs, go. Kyle Turley also went and played for San Diego State. Kasim Osgood also played for San Diego State, a few other guys. So Tony Gwynn played for San Diego State. We have some ballers at San Diego State. Kawhi Leonard played for San Diego State. Aztecs rock. I'm telling you, man. Don't sleep on us, Aztecs, man. Don't sleep on us. We are all pretty tight. We're all pretty close. All right, Scott Davidson. Who do you predict will pick Najee Harris? Ooh, that's a great one. Well, you guys all know Scott Davidson from YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. One of my loyal subscribers on YouTube and part of the BEASTwriter family. To answer your question, it's a tough one, right? Obviously, everyone knows I'm tied to Najee Harris. He's my draft crush this year, as wide receiver Justin Jefferson was last year. But getting to your question, ultimately, he can go in a variety of different places. It all starts at 15. I truly believe that New England Patriots, Bill Belichick might make a play for Najee Harris at number 15. Why? I already talked about his ties to Alabama with Nick Saban in an earlier live stream. I also wrote a podcast on how Jimmy Garoppolo affects Najee Harris's draft stock at pick number 15, making sense of Jimmy Garoppolo to the New England Patriots. It would give the Patriots draft flexibility at 15 because currently I had them mocked to cornerback Mac Jones, but Mac Jones coming off the board, especially if Jimmy Garoppolo is traded to New England and you still hold the number 15th overall pick, why not double down on that on the offense side of the ball and get yourself a running back. Because the last time they got a running back in the first was what? Sonia Michelle. And the year prior to that was what? Lawrence Maroney out of University of Minnesota. So it's a play that I can see happening. And also, when you peel back another layer of the onion to get to the core, you really have to make that pick at 15 because you have teams like the Arizona Cardinals who set at number 16. Are they going to go after a guy like Travis Etienne, who's maybe better for a ZBS scheme as opposed to a power run scheme, right? So you look at these other teams, and then you have the Miami Dolphins drafting at number 18. They're going to need a running back. So a lot of different running back situations are going to going to come into play. So that's also a hot spot for a trade, because if you're drafting at 16 behind or at 17 or at 18 and you need a running back, and you know Bill Belichick has strong ties to Nick Saban, and you don't think that Nick Saban's going to give a passing grade when it comes to Najee Harris coming to New England, what can you say about Najee Harris's game that is a weakness? Tell me one weakness in Najee Harris' game. He has one, and I'll tell you what it is. He can't turn a 3-yard run into a house call. He's not going to have that game-breaking speed like you see with some of these other running backs and flashy running backs in the NFL. But outside of that, he can do it all. The guy's a beast. So, again, I see him coming off the board as early as 15 to the New England Patriots. Obviously, I currently have him mocked to number 18 at the Miami Dolphins, but then don't sleep on the Arizona Cardinals who select at number 16. Obviously, we don't see the Raiders taking a running back. They already have Alabama Crimson Tide Josh Jacobs. And obviously, the Chicago Bears aren't likely going to take a running back. They will likely go offensive line or wide receiver, get a guy like Kadarius Toney. So we're just going to see how that plays out. But yeah, don't be surprised, man, if Najee Harris goes in the 15 to 20 range, because that's a hot spot for the first running back to come off the board. And I see Najee Harris being that guy, right? So isn't Washington picks 19, right? Don't they need a running back too? I mean, why not pick? Anywhere from 15 to 20, bro, is where I see him coming off the board. And if he gets and slits past 20, it could be another Clyde Edwards-Helaire deal where people are going to trade up for a running back. I'm telling you, man, Najee Harris is the real deal. That's the reason he's my draft crush. Who doesn't like Najee Harris, and tell me why? All right. Let's see here. Alejandro Bermuda says, why so much hate towards Jimmy? Look, I know he gets happy feet, but the Niners with Jimmy are better. Just saying. And fans need to stop with Bosa, Fred, or Kittle. Trade to get Watson. If I was Lynch, all I would offer is picks. Take it or leave it, in my opinion. Well, that's some good analysis. That's a lot. Robert from YouTube. Once again, I agree with you on Witherspoon. He really impressed me in 2019. Same with Kendrick Bourne. Bourne may not be the fastest player, but he runs clean routes, catches most, and is charismatic. Yes, Robert, I agree with you 100%. Again, one of my BEASTwriter family members on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. Robert always gives great insight and analysis in the drop-down comments. That's what the BEASTwriter family is all about, is the social media engagement. So be sure to drop your comments. Don't be afraid of the backlash, because you won't get none. I promise you that. And if there is, I'll block them off my channel. But I haven't had to do... There's no one that was blocked once off my channel, because everybody's all about them good vibes only. So it doesn't matter what fan base you're from. You can all chime in, because it's just football at the end of the day. It's not like life or death, dude. Just calm down. But yeah, I'm just going to plug this in right here. Again, you see that ticker on below, youtube.com/BEASTwriter. You can go ahead and follow me so you get all the goodies. I do all kind of giveaways, but you must subscribe to my channel. I'm not talking about Twitter. I'm not talking about Facebook. I'm talking about follow me and subscribing to the BEASTwriter family channel that you see at the bottom of the ticker. You must subscribe there to be entered for our giveaways. All right. Let's go ahead and move on. All right. So it's a guy called ED. All right. I got it. A guy called ED. Got you, bro. Okay. Let's go ahead and move on and ask me any questions you have, and we'll be sure to go ahead and answer them. We have a lot to talk about. All right, Jeffrey Webb from Facebook. How you doing? I love your avatar, Jeffrey. Awesome avatar. I know you're checking them from Facebook, but be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel to be entered for our weekly giveaways. We do a lot of cool stuff. I just showed all this stuff. And obviously, if we hit 1,500 subscribers, we're giving away this backpack. So, yeah. If we hit 1,500 subscribers by the end of the week, we're going to go freaking, I'll buy even more stuff. I don't care. Anyways, to answer your question, be sure to do that. It's in the ticker below. So you're on Facebook, just go to youtube.com/BEASTwriter, open up a YouTube account, follow your boy, and you can ask me questions there. But because of his age, do you think it's wise to resign Trent Williams? No, I don't. Obviously, tackles can play well beyond their 30s. Greg Rosenthal actually made a great point on that when he went on NFL Network earlier in the week. But the way I see it is the only time and the only reason you want to re-sign a guy like Trent Williams is if you're one or two players away from reaching the Super Bowl. This is not the same 2019 season where they made the half-year rental trade for Emmanuel Sanders. They're no longer one or two pieces away. So for me, I'd rather them continue to build through the draft, recoup draft capital, and solidify that offensive line organically rather than dishing out high-priced free agent money in order to just plug and play these players when you really don't need to, because again, they're not Super Bowl contenders. And it's not throwing shade at the 49ers organization. Obviously, I was the only one that put out before 2019 season began that they would start 3-0. No one said that. I said they would go 3-0 and people would laugh at me. And I was like, okay, watch. And what happened? Why? Because I saw something in them that told me like, hey, this team can actually make a run at the Super Bowl. And as it turns out, I was right. But I don't see that as we enter 2021. So that's why I say, no, I think it's wise if they let Trent Williams walk, as hard as it is to see him go, because he is playing at a premium position. He is the blindside left tackle. Ultimately, if I'm looking at it from a GM perspective, I'm going to let Trent Williams walk, because at the end of the day, I know I can't keep everyone. And if I'm going to sustain longevity in the NFL as the team's GM, I need to keep my players happy, the ones that are going to be there for the long run, not instant gratification. I'm looking at more at the long-term game. And the long-term game, I'm looking at re-signing Fred Warner, re-signing Kyle Juszczyk, re-signing Jason Verrett. Yep. All right. Should we trade for Orlando Brown if Trent Williams is too expensive? Lunar Mystic from YouTube. No. If you watched my Orlando Brown podcast earlier, I think that was like what? I think that was 3 weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago. You will know that I said that Orlando Brown is not a good fit for the 49ers because they run a zone blocking scheme. Orlando Brown Jr. is more tailored for a power run scheme. And I listed the number of teams, which is why I believe as of right now, he can go to the Chicago Bears. I think he'd be perfect for the Chicago Bears and what they do there. Obviously, they need a blindside left tackle. And Orlando Brown Jr. can technically play both. I mean, I guess you can see him as a zone blocking scheme if he got his weight down or something like that. Maybe you can see something you can work with, but I don't know. I just see the guy as a power run guy. But again, he could play zone blocking scheme. It depends on the coaching staff. It depends how they plan on using him. But yeah, I don't know. That's just my opinion. All right, let's move on. Ryan, if you would like to meet, Ryan 49ers from Ultimate Port, if you'd like to be on my show, I would be an honored guest. Yes, you can come on to my show and I can come on to your show, whichever, or it doesn't matter. I'm all about them good vibes only. So let me know when you want to come on the show and we will go ahead and make that happen. All right. Let's go on and we will take those questions. Keep them coming, guys. All right. Ed short for Edward. Anyways. Wait, what? Oh, Ed is short for Edward. I get it. Okay. Got it. Edward. How you doing, Edward? A guy called Ed. I get it. Edward. Okay. Thoughts on taking a flyer on John Ross or Emmanuel Sanders is better? Neither. I would say pass on both players. I think it's time to move on. I really like Kendrick Bourne. I always say born to be wild. Yeah, I think it's cool. I like Kendrick Bourne. So I really hope he stays in San Francisco. I like that guy's swagger. Now, ultimately, he can questionable hands. His hands are kind of questionable sometimes, but I like him. I like Kendrick Bourne. I think he's a great, great asset to the 49ers. I hope they keep him. All right. Let's go ahead. If the team can stay healthy, we are definitely Super Bowl contenders. I would disagree, Javier, because look at what you have. So if you say if the team can stay healthy, who's going to be the starting center? Because Weston Richburg's gone. Trust me on this. Who's your starting center? Who's your blindside left tackle? Can you really count on right tackle Mike McGlinchey for another year? Who's your quarterback? Can these running backs sustain a full 16-game schedule? Because if they're healthy, maybe. But are they healthy? No. That's just the offense. Now let's go on the flip side. Who's going to bring the edge rushing presence outside of Nick Bosa? They still need another outside linebacker. What's going to happen there? What's going to happen to their secondary with the boundary cornerback if they don't resign Jason Verrett and now Richard Sherman's also a free agent? Who's going to be the starting strong safety? They are not Super Bowl contenders. I would be quick to argue that no. The answer is absolutely not. That's just my opinion, but correct me if I'm wrong. They have too many holes, and they lost their defensive leader on top of that in Robert Saleh calling the plays. All right, Lunar Mystic from YouTube says, who would you like at left tackle if Trent leaves? Daniel Brunskill at left tackle at San Diego State University. No, that's a great question. That's a really tough question. I think they can find someone in the draft. I can see them logically taking someone as a day 2 pick, and I would select an offensive tackle on day 2. Whoever that tackle is, I would give him an opportunity to win that job because ultimately Kyle Shanahan is smart enough to scheme up things to hide his players' weaknesses, tailor them to his strengths, and get the most out of that player. So with that being said, I would like to see Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch just don't hit the panic button, stay calm, and draft a offensive tackle in round 2. All right. Mark Severa from Facebook, thank you for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you'll be entered for our weekly giveaways and milestone giveaways, I should say, because, again, we are giving away this game day pennant right here in mint condition, as you can see. This is from 2013, and look how good condition I kept this thing in. Look, 2013. I'm telling you guys. Look at that. See? Telling you. I keep my stuff nice and tight. All right. Giving away a bobblehead, Jimmy Garoppolo bobblehead, complete with the NFL license. Everything has the NFL license on there. Also, we are giving away this Rumble backpack. If you haven't seen it right here, so you guys can see this Rumble backpack here, complete with the NFL license. Where is it? Oh, right here. All right. So we must hit the subscriber count, guys, though. So I know you guys are tuning in to Facebook. Got to get that YouTube going. It's right there on the ticker. Go to youtube.com/BEASTwriter. Subscribe to my channel, and you'll be entered for our weekly and milestone giveaways. All right. To answer your question, we need to upgrade. Bourne isn't the answer. Okay, so if Bourne isn't the answer, then who do you want? Tell me someone in free agency who's better. Tell me logically the money it will take to get that free agent and the price and what's the risk versus reward on how that's going to impact the draft in the 2021 draft class. All right. Mark Severa, do you think the Niners would have any interest whatsoever in Cam? No, I do not. I don't think the Niners are going to go after Cam Newton or entertain Cam Newton services at all. At all. But thank you for your question. I appreciate it. Lunar Mystic, do you have a mock draft out? Yes, absolutely. It's been up there. It's been posted for well over a month now. Go ahead and check it out. If you subscribe to my channel, which you do because you're watching on YouTube, you will see a podcast playlist in the description below. If you don't see it there because this is a live stream, I don't think I put it there yet. Just type in BEASTwriter mock draft and you'll see all my picks. Now, obviously, that mock draft is going to change. I do it like Todd McShay, Mel Kiper, Daniel Jeremiah. I have 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0. But go ahead and look at it. You can get some kind of indication of how my line of thinking is in real time when those picks were made. All right, let's move on. All right, a guy called Ed. What's going on? I like that screen name. Nick Bosa question with his injury. Will he be 100% back by week 1? Any examples of other players going through the same injury and how they performed a year later? ACL injuries happen. I mean, look at Adrian Peterson. He bounced back, right? There's all these players that bounce back from ACL injuries, and there's some who don't. Marshawn Lattimore never bounced back, right, from ACL injuries. So for me, it depends on the player. I mean, some players are just injury prone, but they can bounce back. Others can't. So with Nick Bosa, I'm never going to count out Nick Bosa. I think he's going to come back strong. I think he's going to have a defensive player of the year performance. I believe that Nick Bosa will end up having 15 plus sacks. And I believe the same fans that are wanting to ride Nick Bosa out of town are the same fans who are going to be his biggest supporters when the 21 season is over. That's my take on that. Bosa's the real deal. Don't sleep on him. All right. So Lunar Mystic says, I heard Nick Bosa and Solomon Thomas ACL injury is worse than a regular ACL tear. Well, that depends on the ligament tear, right? Where was it torn? What's the recovery time for that tear? There's a lot of factors. What grade was it? So when you talk about ACL and ACL tearing, the significance of it is all in hindsight. Like, okay, so some people can recover faster. That's why some people recover faster from high ankle sprains. Well, it's the severity of high ankle sprains, because the grade of the severity of the high ankle sprain will ultimately determine whether or not you need to require surgery. So it all depends on the player. Again, don't sleep on Nick Bosa. That's all I'm going to say, man. Do not sleep on Nick Bosa. Don't do it. Have Bosa's back. You guys know what Bosa brings to the table. I'm telling you, don't do it. Do not do it. You heard it here first. Everyone's saying, oh, Nick Bosa. Duh. No, it's not going to come from me. I'm a biggest Nick Bosa supporter. He's going to be a stud. He's going to be in line for Defensive Player of the Year. You watch. I'm telling you, he's not going to get injured in 2021. Hopefully. All right. Charles, my man Charles, a Panthers fan. Again, I have fans from all different fan bases. See, I'm not lying. The BEASTwriter family is strong. I'm telling you. It's all about love here. All right. Who would you like to see as a slot for Carolina if Samuel? I knew you were going to say if Curtis Samuel leaves. I know. We talked about this, bro. I know. That's a great question. Who's going to man the slot position? Well, Curtis Samuel is one hell of a receiver, bro. We talk about this all the time. I love me some Curtis Samuel. Ultimately, he's not going to come back. I think we're in the same line of thinking there. As for who's going to man the slot position, I mean, we just have to see how that plays out. The wide receiver position is the cream of the crop. There's some good wide receivers you can probably get on day 2, day 3. Still going through the rundown on evaluating game film with some of these younger guys. But when you look at free agency, not much out there. I don't know. That's a tough pill to swallow, because again, Curtis Samuel, in my opinion, 1,000-yard receiver, man. I mean, that he's what today's NFL is, and I just see that in his future. So it's really tough to see a guy like Curtis Samuel leave the Carolina Panthers, but you can't keep everyone, right? You can't keep everyone. So I should do a podcast on this. I think I'll do a podcast for you Panthers fans. You guys have been wanting a Keep Pounding podcast. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that specifically for you Panthers fans. So stay tuned for that. I think this is a good topic because it's one of those that everyone wants to talk about, and everyone's been asking me for my analysis regarding the wide receiver position in Carolina. So stay tuned for that, buddy. I'll be sure to put one up on that later tonight or tomorrow. All right, Roberto Hastings, Frank Gore, 1-year deal. Why not? I like me some Frank Gore. Thank you, Roberto, from YouTube. Appreciate the love, bro. I see you. All right. Let's go ahead and move on. Tony Nagatani, one of my boys from Twitter and YouTube. Is there any reason to be happy about Eric Armstead being on the 40? Oh my gosh. I don't know. Is there? I mean, what do you guys think about Eric Armstead? I mean, I'm just an amateur fanboy with short man complex. I'm just two bums in the pod. I just have short man syndrome. That's what I have. Short man complex. That's what I am. I'm just an amateur fanboy. Eric Armstead, you did it to yourself. You played yourself, brother. All the fans, they know what's up. I'm not saying anything. You built your own grave with that. And Yeah, so I don't know. Is there any reason to be happy about Eric Armstead? He makes $85 million. I'm sure he's happy. How are the fans feeling about that? When you have to have all pro talent, a strong supporting cast for you to succeed. Eric Armstead is Dana Stubblefield 2.0. All right. Eric Armstead is Dana Stubblefield 2.0. Eric Armstead probably doesn't know who Dana Stubblefield is, but he's Dana Stubblefield 2.0. Why? Because DeForest Buckner was equivalent to what Bryant Young was. And without Bryant Young, Dana Stubblefield was nothing. Without DeForest Buckner there, I'm not saying Eric Armstead is nothing, but he's not going to have the same success as if DeForest Buckner was there. We all see what I'm talking about. Now you flip it on a step further. You look at Nick Bosa and what he's doing when he was out. Hey, I'm just calling it how I see it. Was I right? He was quiet. He didn't come at me this whole 2019 season. I was waiting for him to come back. Didn't say anything. Now that his 2021 is coming up, and obviously Nick Bosa is going to come back, his stats are going to get inflated again because who? Nick Bosa is commanding all the attention, so he's going to rack up 10, 12 sacks, and then people are going to be like, wow, what happened last year? Well, duh, Nick Bosa is the common denominator. Again, 2.0, Dana Stubblefield, Eric Armstead. That's what I see. That's what I see. Correct me if I'm wrong. What do you guys think about Eric Armstead? Are you happy with Eric Armstead? People say he's playing out of position. Okay, you get paid $85 million, bro. You think the 49ers front office and their coaching staff is going to play you out of position? No. All right. I love Nick Bosa. Which, yes, I like Nick Bosa too. What are your thoughts on Jalen Hurd? Javier Montero from Facebook. Javier, thank you for tuning in. Be sure to follow me on my YouTube channel right here. If you don't follow me on YouTube, you won't be entered for our weekly BEASTwriter milestone giveaways, which I do once we hit a milestone. It's based on subscriber count. Basically, we're running a giveaway for 1,500 subscribers. We're at, I don't know, I think we're at 1,100 right now. We need 400 more, somewhere around that. But we do all these giveaways. And if you don't subscribe to my YouTube channel, you won't be entered. So be sure to do that. I'm going to answer your question, but do that right here, youtube.com/BEASTwriter. All right. What are your thoughts on Jalen Hurd? Well, I don't have any thoughts on Jalen Hurd because he's not on the field. So I can't really say anything about Jalen Hurd. I don't think he's going to play again. I mean, that's something that we'll have to ask ourselves. Is he going to play again? I don't know. All right. Sam V from YouTube says, Ryan, I have to ask, given how Cap is viewed differently these days, do you think he will ever play again for the Niners? No, I do not. I've been asked this on ESPN when I went on ESPN radio. Talked about this on other podcasts, doing other interviews. I do not see Colin Kaepernick coming back to San Francisco anytime soon. I think that bridge is burned. You know, people say don't burn your bridges, but I mean, that thing was on fire from day one. I just don't see it happening. I don't think Colin Kaepernick is going to come back. Again, for those who don't know, my video footage is being released on Complex Network. I struck a contract with them for my use of YouTube videos. Again, if you're following me on YouTube, you guys would know all of this already. And it's called Colin Kaepernick vs. the World. It's a project docuseries on Snapchat. Be sure to tune in for that. You'll see all my videos there. Or you can simply just Google Colin Kaepernick and BEASTwriter or Ryan Sakamoto. My stuff will populate there. But on my channel, it's all on my channel. It's in my popular videos list. Go ahead and pop in there. But yeah, getting back to Colin Kaepernick, man, I don't see him coming back to San Francisco to answer your question. Not at all. All right, let's move on. Munib Abdullah from Facebook says, what about Dimitri Felton out of UCLA? He could be a good pick up in the later rounds. Yes, Dimitri Felton out of UCLA is a guy that all you guys are talking about. I get what you guys are saying. He would be a good pickup in the later rounds. Now, how that ultimately is going to play out, we have to see what happens in free agency first. All right, let's move on. Javier Montero from Facebook. With Ross Dwelly resigning, do you see the Niners targeting another tight end? Yes, I do. I think they're going to go after another tight end. Now, as to whether that's going to happen in the draft or free agency, I'm going to have to say maybe free agency because remember they got Logan Paulson back in the day. I don't know if you guys remember Logan Paulson, big impact player, man. Logan Paulson. Oh my gosh, Logan Paulson. Those were the days. But no, they also got Jordan Reed. So they pick up free agents, especially when it comes to tight end in the draft. I can see that playing out. So I think they'll pick up, in free agency. I think they're going to pick up one in free agency. All right, let's move on. I think we should cut Tevin Coleman and Dee Ford after June 1st. I would agree with you. Lunar Mystic says Eric Armstead is a sensitive man. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna take the fifth on this. You guys can chime in what you guys want to say. Yeah. I'm just two bums in the pod. I'm just an amateur fanboy. I'm just a short man complex. Which is funny because you're targeting a certain demographic, right? When you say those things, it's very those are called personal attacks, you know. And for those who don't know the backstory, you can Google it. But basically, he personally attacked me. I just criticized his play, and then he comes back at me sideways. So he really dug his own grave with that, because now you guys can kind of connect the dots on what's going on today if you just go on the 49ers Twitter. But I don't know. I'm gonna stay quiet on that. I mean, I'm sure. I don't know. I think it's funny. I'm just an amateur fanboy. That's all I gotta say. Short man complex. Amateur fanboy with short man complex. I'm gonna make a shirt, by the way, that says that on the back of my shirt. All the stuff that people said, not just Eric Armstead, but the haters. You know, embrace the hate. That's all I say. Embrace the hate, right? So, haters make us famous. All right. That's why Defoe is better. Yes, Defoe is a lot better, and he's all about them good vibes only. Well, maybe because he's from the Aloha State. I don't know. All right. Does that make Javon Kinlaw Jr. Bryant? Oh, okay. So if you guys don't know who Junior Bryant is, by the way, a guy called Ed, you must be the same age as me or around the same age as me. I'm 37 years old, believe it or not. Yes, I'm 37. The wrong side of 35, obviously, as I approach 40. But Junior Bryant, to me, I loved Junior Bryant. For those who don't know, his career ended with a neck injury. He fell straight on his helmet, but he was a great versatile depth piece along the line. Great complimentary role player. And I see where you're going with this, because I called Eric Armstead a complimentary role player, which I see with him. But no, Javon Kinlaw is definitely better than Junior Bryant. Javon Kinlaw definitely has Pro Bowl potential. So definitely not the same player. I like Javon Kinlaw. For those who don't know the backstory with me and Javon Kinlaw, you guys already know the backstory with me and Eric Armstead. The drama with me, Javon Kinlaw. He called me his biggest inspiration during the season. I will put out these tweets up if you guys want to see them, but it's on my Twitter. He later deleted the tweets, obviously, because he probably watched my podcast and said, why did I even try to call out the BEASTwriter when he was actually showing me love, saying that I had Pro Bowl potential. When I tweeted out him, I was like, oh, good luck, bro. I use this as a compliment. I'm taking this as a compliment. I wish you the best of luck. You have Pro Bowl potential. And then he deleted the tweet. So it's like, he probably didn't know what he was tweeting when he called me his big. He said he thinks about me every single day. No joke. Javon Kinlaw thinks about me every single day. He calls me his biggest inspiration. And I'm flattered. I'm flattered that Javon Kinlaw would think that I'm his biggest inspiration. I love it. I love this. I live for this. All right. Remember, you and Grant make my days keep up going, dude. Your 49ers. Should I pick or trade? Oh, what's going on, Romero? Appreciate you, my man. Your 49ers surprise pick or trade? A surprise. I don't really have a surprise pick. I mean, a trade would be for Sam Darnold. I mean, I pointed out earlier, I think Sam Darnold possibly might come to San Francisco, where the 49ers could then wipe their hands clean of Jimmy G and ship him back to New England, like Trent Brown. All right. Delaney Walker reunion, Javier Montero. No, I don't see a Delaney Walker reunion. I just don't see that. 49ers Ultimate Report. Ryan, do you like Italian? Oh, I love Italian food. In fact, there's a place. I'm such a fatty at heart, but I love food, man. I don't know. I love food. I don't know about you guys, but I love food. I could eat for days. Anyways, there's a place called Tomatina's, right? It's owned by the Sayufi Corporation. They also own Villa Sport here, right down the street where I work out at. But Tomatina's is a great place for Italian food. You can create your own pesto, garlic, pasta. It's ridiculously delicious. But no, getting back to your question, yes, I love Italian food. I love pizza, if that's considered Italian food. High Five Pizza off Brandon Lane. I think the address is 1620 or 1610 Brandon Lane. I forget. That's my favorite pizza parlor. Very good pizza there. If you guys haven't heard of it, go there. A lot of 49ers fans go there. I would say it's a 49ers sports bar type of a deal. It's more family oriented, but it's awesome. Go check out High Five Pizza. Again, this is not a sponsored video or live stream. I'm not getting paid by this, but that's my spot. What's your favorite Italian food? Shoot me over your favorite Italian food spots. I'll hit those up and I'll give you guys a Yelp review or a BEASTwriter review. How's that? the BEASTwriter review. All right. Lunar Miss, I look young as fuck. Thank you so much. I think the gym helps me look young. Also, I think because of you guys make me look young because, again, when you're smiling, having fun, not sweating the small stuff, whether it be the flares, whether it be the flares, whether it be the players coming at me sideways or whatever, I just laugh it off because at the end of the day, it just makes them look bad. But it's awesome, man. I mean, you guys are my lifeline. I wouldn't be here without you. Obviously, I think the gym does help. I know as much as people say, oh, you have Asian genes. It's your Asian genes. That's why you look young. Well, okay, that could be true, I guess. But at the end of the day, it's like there's some Asians that look really old that are my age too. So it's like I went to high school with some of these guys. They look like they're, aging. So that's not necessarily true. I think the common denominator is your health, Don't sweat the small stuff, right? Get your workout in. And I'm a firm believer in that. And you can watch all these things on Netflix. Game Changers. If you guys haven't checked out Game Changers, watch Game Changers on Netflix. It's a really good docuseries about people and how they stay in shape and what really makes them tick. I think that's really good. Health is very important, especially when it comes to your body. And that's why I don't use any like aging products or anything like that. This is like what you see is what you get. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't know what it is. I think the gym is ultimately my kryptonite. And that's what keeps me going. It keeps me going strong. It keeps me looking young. I don't know. All right. But thank you for the compliment, Lunar Mystic. I appreciate it. All right. Mike Fong from Facebook says, Mike Fong, thank you for tuning in. Again, if you are just tuning in, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel below because you'll be entered for the weekly giveaways and the milestone giveaways, which includes this commemorative candlestick pennants on game day, complete with the license item number. We're also running a giveaway with this 2018 bobblehead. If you can see here, this bobblehead complete with the NFL license sticker there. If we hit 1,500 subscribers, so go ahead and do that. Also, we're giving away this backpack sealed again with the NFL license serial number. See, you got to subscribe. I'm telling you, subscribe to my YouTube. Be glad you did. Anyways, Mike Fong, let's answer your question, buddy. Would you draft Pitts or one of the stud wide receivers at number 12? Keep up the good work, bro. Thank you so much, Mike. I appreciate it, man. I really appreciate the kind words. I love it when people give me feedback like this because, again, I'm doing this all for you guys, man. Like, again, I'm not making a penny off this because I can't monetize off this yet. That's how I'm trying to grow the BEASTwriter family. But in order for me to do that, there has to be some kind of incentive for you guys. And I want to raise the BEASTwriter family together. That's why I call this family. Like when you're here, you're family. It's not like, I don't like using the word followers or follow me, bro. Like you can follow me. Are you following me yet? It's like, dude, what the heck? Like that sounds douchey, dude. So I like using family. It sounds better. It's more engaging. It's more personable. This is how I do it. We have fan bases from all 32 NFL teams. And you guys already know that from the comments. So thank you so much, Mike Fong. I really appreciate the kind words. All right, to get to your question, I would rather them if it came down to drafting Pitts or one of the stud wide receivers at 12. If you're talking about Jamar Chase or Devontae Smith, I would rather take those guys. But then again, you really don't need those guys because you already have Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk. So if I'm looking at it from a need-based standpoint where I can kind of open up the playbook in Kyle Shanahan's offense, I'm going with Kyle Pitts. And that's my guy, Alex Faulkner, who's on YouTube. He's in my mind every time I bring up Kyle Pitts, but that's his draft crush. And he's on YouTube. You can talk to him about it. But yes, I really like Kyle Pitts, but I don't think he's going to fall outside the top 10. He can go as high as even number 6 to the Philadelphia Eagles. So it's going to be interesting, but I like Kyle Pitts. But thank you for your question. I really appreciate the love and support. Let's go ahead and continue. Mike Brown from YouTube says, if Deebo has a great season, what will he command on a new deal? I think 16 plus a year too much because right now, down the field threat, in addition to having to pay Warner. Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, and you have to pay Armstead. How's that going? Definitely have to pay Warner. Definitely have to pay Bosa. Definitely have to pay Kittle. And then you have to be Armstead. Yikes. Yikes. What do you guys think about Eric Armstead? How are you guys feeling about Eric Armstead? Do you guys think he needs a good supporting cast for him to be successful? Yes or no? Simple question. Yes or no? I'm not throwing shade. I'm just wanting your opinion on it because at the end of the day, I think Eric Armstead needs players around him for him to have 10, 12 sacks. That's what I'm saying. All right. Pino Anderson. He's not a downfield threat. Oh, I think he's talking to the other guy. Okay. Ali Aoud from YouTube says, how old are you? How rude. No, I'm joking. That's like from Full House. Remember Michelle? How rude. No, I am 37 years old, believe it or not. I am an old fart. 37 years old. He says, what do you think about alcohol? What about alcohol? What about alcohol, bro? All right. What's your question about alcohol? Oh, I don't know your question. All right. Romero says, I used to go on vacation from TJ to South San Francisco with my cousins since I was a kid. Las Mitades in South. Okay. I'm going to have to check this out. I'm going to have to write this down right now. Hold on. Let me get my phone out. It's in South San Francisco. Let me just Yelp this right now. See, I am a fatty. I'm telling you guys, I love food. If you guys love food, I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to start going to different places right now. And I'm actually going to post what I eat on a live stream because I think it's important because then it raises Bay Area community awareness. When I go to these spots, obviously you guys know I'm going to go to Eat Puesto in Santa Clara and do a Taco Tuesday live stream with them. So working out the details on that. Just going to different places, building up the community. That's what the BEASTwriter family is all about, right? It's not just football. It's about making each other better, right? Improving each other's lifestyles, right? When you come here, you're just not getting football. You're getting everything. You can get fitness. You can get tips and pointers on food. We can use this as a Yelp review. Like we can have a treasure hunt. Like today's contest is find the best taco shop and let the Beast know in the comments section. He'll go to these places and rate them. And then the winner of what he likes best, you will win this. That'd be fun. I don't know. All right. Max Stahl from YouTube says, Beast, what do you like to eat in your hot pot? Hey, I hate hot pot. Believe it or not, I am not a fan of hot pot. Anyone who knows this about me, when we go out, I do not like hot pot. I hate's a strong word, but I strongly dislike hot pot. I don't know. There's something about hot pot I don't like. I do love Korean barbecue though. So there's a place called Gen Barbecue. It's kind of like a chain. You can find this, over in San Jose, and there's a few other ones around the Bay Area. But Gen Barbecue is usually my go-to spot. If you're on Instagram and follow me on Instagram, you know how much I can eat. It's all you can eat. Korean barbecue. I eat like a madman. In fact, I go there so much, or I was going there so much pre-COVID that before I walked in, the servers already knew what I wanted. They already knew what I didn't want. I don't like the vegetables and all stuff, all the kimchi. Get that out, dude. I'm a man's man. Just give me the protein. Give me number 8. And give me the Korean barbecue. Give me the kalbi. And I'll be good. Do you want rice? No, I just want the meat. And they just brought it out, bro. Like, boom, boom, boom. I'm telling you, I'm serious. True story. True story. And one of them was actually one of my followers. And he's like, dude, you're the beast. Like, dude, you really eat like one too. I was like, dude, I can eat, man. I can eat. He's like, dude, you're going to run us out of business. True story. He's like, you're going to run us out of business. I was like, I know, I can eat. Dude, I can eat. I'm telling you, I can eat. Anybody who knows me knows I can eat, man. Y'all know I can eat. All right. So let's go ahead and move on. And again, there's so much that we can discuss here because, again, it's Taco Tuesdays. This is your time. I'm obviously going to have to get ready for the gym. Otherwise, my coach who is watching this right now is probably going to be texting me right now saying, get off your freaking stream and go hit the gym right now because you're running your mouth more than your muscles. But then I'm going to tell my coach, you know what? You're not part of the BEASTwriter family anymore, man. I'm joking. I'm just joking. No, but I really do got to get going pretty soon. I don't know when I'm going to wrap this up. The questions are still free flowing through, so we're just going to keep going. Screw it. It's all for you guys. This is Taco Tuesdays. This is what we're about. Social media engagement. All right, Joseph Jeffers from Facebook. Thank you for tuning in, Joseph. Love your profile pic. Just be sure to hit the youtube.com/BEASTwriter and subscribe to my channel. Be sure to do that. If you're watching on YouTube, you can do that already in the lower right-hand corner of your screen as you see here. Also, if you're following me on Twitter or Periscope, there is a link in my bio section where you can subscribe to my YouTube channel because you'll be entered for my weekly giveaways. Yes, my milestone giveaways. This is if we hit 1,500 by the end of the week. I'm also going to give this Rumble backpack. This is probably like 50, I would say more like $60, $65 value right here. Straight in its box, all zippered up. This is not cheap. It's pretty freaking heavy, actually. Did you hear that? It's pretty heavy. And then I'm giving away this limited edition game day commemorative pennant, all complete with the NFL license logo there. And it's in mint condition, all these things, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to give out crappy stuff. That's not how we do it here. Everything we give out is of the best quality. There's also going to be a BEASTwriter family social media thing coming out. I can't release and talk about it yet. We have big things coming here in the BEASTwriter family. You guys are going to love it. All you guys have been asking for some BEASTwriter stuff, some BEASTwriter swag. It's coming. Stay tuned. I invested a lot of money into that. I'm not making a penny off these live streams or podcasts. I can't even monetize yet. That's why I'm asking for your love and support. Share all our content. But getting back to your question, we need to get Jimmy G out of and bring in someone else. Yes, I agree with you. Joseph Jeffers, we agree. We agree, buddy. I agree with you 110%. I think Jimmy G needs to go. He needs a fresh start. It's not a knock on Jimmy G. It's not saying I'm trying to run him out of town. I just think it's unfair in the position that he's in and the position that GM John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan has placed him in. They need to go in a different direction. I agree with you there. All right. Charles from YouTube says, Panthers fan, keep pounding, buddy. BEASTwriter fam is here for you. All right. I think Atlanta's flirting with taking Pitts. Their owner put out that they're looking at wide receiver and the quarterback, so I would hate to see him, Julio and crew. Oh, my gosh. Just think if the NFC South had Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley on the outside with Kyle Pitts at tight end. Wow. That would be deadly, bro. And GM Terry Fontenot, the new GM of the Atlanta Falcons, I can see him actually going this route. Now, it's going to depend on how this all plays out. But yeah, if you're a Carolina Panthers fan, my best bet for you, if I'm seeing that, double down with the second level backer who can stay stride for stride with Kyle Pitts. But there's no one in this draft. Even Micah Parsons would be the best option, but even him, he can't keep up with Kyle Pitts one-on-one. There's no way. He don't have the freaking lateral agility. Not that quick. Dang, that'd be a one deadly freaking combination, man, if that happens. I'm telling you, Kyle Pitts is legit, dude. I like Kyle Pitts. Where's he going to go in fantasy? If you guys play fantasy, I do fantasy coverage as well. You guys know how I hit on my bold predictions in 2020. That's how I gained so many fantasy followers. I didn't even know all you guys played fantasy. It was ridiculous. You're like, who should I play? Who should I start? Who should I bench? Like, I was like, well, where'd this come from? I just put out one podcast. What I did was I told people to bench Tyler Lockett if he had him after his 200-yard performance. And I said, play Brandon Ayuk. And people were like, oh, that's a horrible. I was like, watch, you guys are going to do this and win money. I'm telling you. And it came true. Like after the 200-yard game, I literally said bench Tyler Lockett and play Brandon Ayuk. And Brandon Ayuk had a better game than Tyler Lockett. And people, from that point on, I gained credibility off that one podcast that I did. And then it had the snowball effects. I was hitting on these other fantasy football podcasts. And it was freaking funny because we were like sending me DMs, finding me on Twitter, or finding me on Facebook, my personal Facebook page, like asking me questions in the other folder. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Oh, that was legit. All right. Alan Hernandez from YouTube says, hashtag best Mexican food is in the Central Coast, Santa Maria down to Oxnard, California. I will have to check that out, man. Thank you so much for the love and support, and welcome to the BEASTwriter family. I really appreciate you. All right. Do you want to eat at Roberto's Taco Shop in San Diego? I got to check. I have not heard of Roberto's Taco Shop in San Diego. And now I have to check it out next time in San Diego. And I do plan on making a trip to San Diego sometime soon. All right. Roy Deon says, from YouTube, what's a good place to eat in Milpitas? Milpitas? I mean, Taqueria Los Cunados is good. That was my spot. I just went there yesterday, late last night. I was going to do a mukbang just for fun and kicks and giggles. I guess I'll do it because people are requesting that I do that because I already do it on Instagram. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and put that up there. People who are following me on Instagram know I'm known for In-N-Out. Even the people at In-N-Out in McCarthy Ranch, they know who I am. They already know my order. They call it the Beast order. I get a 4x4 extra toasted bun, get the fries extra well, get grilled onions and raw onions. So get both ways. See, I'm a fatty. I'm telling you, I love food. I love food. And you'll be good to go. You'll be a better man for doing so. Yeah, but as far as Mexican food, a good place to eat in Milpitas, I think Taqueria Los Cunados is probably the best one. People like Viva Taqueria, or it's called Las Vegas Taqueria or whatever. I don't like that place. Some do. I don't like it. I do like Taqueria Lorena's off 13th Street for the carne asada fries. I think they offer the best fries, although the fries have went downhill over the past couple of weeks. I went there. I literally went there 4 or 5 times a week during COVID. I'm not kidding. And I would get the carne asada fries. I like the crispiness of it. I like the texture. I like the toppings. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened, but the fries have went downhill. They're now soggy and bland. So I gave them 2 shots on it last week. And I think I'm going to have a lockout with them, have a strike against them because, yeah, it's not what it was pre-COVID, or actually during COVID, I should say. All right, Tacos El Gordo in San Diego and Las Vegas. Oh, man, now I'm hungry. All right, so I got to try this. Thank you, Romero from YouTube. I appreciate it. Max Stahl says from YouTube, do you think the 49ers primarily signed Armstead because they were afraid that he would sign with the Seahawks? I remember seeing a lot of articles on him being the top destination, if not the 49ers. I don't know. Maybe. I don't think so. Why would the Seahawks want Eric Armstead? I don't know. Maybe. But then again, just because you're afraid that someone else is going to resign Eric Armstead doesn't make it okay for you to sign him yourself. Ultimately, they're the ones that I don't think the Seahawks would pay him $85 million. I don't think that's in their cards. All right, Alan. But I don't know, Max. That's a great question. But I don't think that. I would say swipe left on that one because I don't think that's a factor. All right, Alan Hernandez. No, but I have friends and family that live in San Diego. They say Central Coast is more ethnic. Okay, all right. We are talking about tacos right now. And the BEASTwriter family is talking about tacos. Who doesn't like tacos? This is Taco Tuesday, so ultimately we're going to talk about tacos. All right, Lucha Libre Taco Shop in San Diego. Oh, all right, let's go ahead and move on. Sam V says, thanks, Ryan. I will check out the vids and doc. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Sam. I appreciate the love and support. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to our YouTube channel and the BEASTwriter family. Tony Nagatani, okay, Niners stay at 12. Matt Jones at 10. Or Sean Slater are all on the board. Who would you take? Well, it all depends on what happens in free agency. I don't know what's going to happen, but as of right now, because obviously free agency hasn't taken place yet, I would go with Patrick Surtain II. I would go with Patrick Surtain II over Mac Jones. I don't think I'd take Rashawn Slater. I think he's just shot up the draft board simply because this is a weak offensive line class. And that's where my line of thinking is. I think Patrick Surtain, he's a top 10 pick. If he slips to number 12, you take him. You need a boundary cornerback to replace Jason Verrett if he chooses and opts to sign with another team. And we all know that Richard Sherman is gone, so you have the need there. And where you're in a position where need meets best player available, they come together. I would take Patrick Surtain II and still keep Jimmy Garoppolo as my quarterback of the future. All right, let's move on. Kyle Pitts to the Patriots from YouTube says, I don't think Kyle Pitts is going to last to 15, but we'll just have to see how that plays out. All right. My man Brand from Twitter says, who's Eric Armstead? Yeah, who is that guy? I don't know. Who is Eric Armstead? I don't know. I'm just a short man, complex, amateur fanboy. That's what I am. If you guys don't know why I keep saying that, Eric Armstead knows why. He's still called me that. Gosh, when you target a demographic like that, that's just a bad look, dude. I'm just saying. It's a bad look. And he didn't delete his tweets. It's still up there. So go ahead and check it out. Go ahead and check it out. It's all there for you. All right. Frankie Alvarez, Hollister Grulinson says bomb tacos. Hollister Grulent bomb tacos. Okay, is that the name of the place in Hollister? I'm going to check it out. Frankie, thank you so much from Facebook. And yes, this is Taco Tuesdays where we talk about tacos. What's your favorite taqueria? Let me know. And that's not what Taco Tuesdays is about, but then it is. That's what it's about. Because again, when you're in the BEASTwriter family, you talk about all things in life, whether it's fitness, tacos, draft analysis, mock drafts, free agency, franchise tags, the 49ers, who they should sign, spot on predictions, and everything in between. All right, well, that'll be it for today. I hope you liked what I had to say. If you did, please hit the subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner of your screen as you stay up to date on all things Beast in real time. Again, thank you so much for tuning in to my channel. It's been a lot of fun, guys, and I can't say enough good things. Just be sure to subscribe to my channel if you have yet to do so. I'm going to be running these BEASTwriter family giveaways. The reason why I call it BEASTwriter family is because, like I said, I don't like calling it subscribers or followers. That sounds weird to me. So you guys are part of the BEASTwriter family. Without you guys, I wouldn't be in the position I am today. So we're giving away this bobblehead, Jimmy Garoppolo bobblehead. We are also giving away, if you subscribe to the channel, of course, a 49ers game day 2013 last game at the stick, most commonly known the pick at the stick by Navarro Bowman, complete with the NFL license. All our stuff is NFL license, has an NFL license number, all in mint condition, straight in its box or in its package. And we are also giving away this Rumble nice heavy-duty backpack. Again, you can see the emblem right here for the NFL licensing on it. Never been used, never been touched, still in its bag, still in its pricing, still in its package. All right, so thank you so much. And again, if you're watching on Facebook, you can hit the subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. If you're on YouTube, if you're watching on Twitter, go ahead and click the link in my bio. You can see it there. Or simply, if you're on Facebook, you can just go to youtube.com/BEASTwriter. All right, thank you so much. I'm about ready to hit the gym. Need to get my pre-workout in, and I will get that pumping the iron because my coach is getting mad. All right, BEASTwriter out. Peace.